7.9 FM.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to high school football on CD Country 109 WCDD. Every Friday night, we take a quick break from the country music and enjoy good quality high school football. This week, we are in Cuba. The North Fulton Wildcats playing host to A-Town, a rivalry that's been fun to watch over the last few years. A-Town looking for that first victory. Come in tonight 0-2, and North Fulton got a big win last week, moved to 1-1 here in Cuba. So alongside Dale Horn, Dakota Horn, Nate back in the studio, Mark Bixler with Bixler Video Productions will be with us as well. We've also got a interview from head coach Rick Quinn of the A-Town Tornadoes. He'll join us after our first time out, so you can get a preview of tonight's matchup. Well, it looks like the weather's going to break. Looks like we're going to have decent weather. I know they moved up the Canton game up to 6 o'clock. They were worried about a front coming through later, but I think we're going to get this one in.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice night. Field's going to be pretty sloppy, though.
Yeah, absolutely. We were driving up here, and you're kind of looking around. You're seeing standing water, most of it on the sideline. Looks like it's drained off pretty well, but you've got good field conditions. The lights have already taken effect as it's completely overcast here in Cuba. Like I said, the A-Town Tornadoes and the North Fulton Wildcats just moments away for your Prairieland Conference game of the week. We'll keep an eye on all the games around the area as well. You see Farmington over in Carthage for the first time in their football career to play Illini West. Illini West looking to get their first Prairieland Conference victory as they just joined the Prairieland this year. And the Farmers are trying to move to 3-0. Elmwood and Peoria Heights, two 2-0 squads match up tonight, so that's a big one in the Prairieland Blue. And we'll look around both the Prairieland Blue and Prairieland Black throughout the rest of the evening. Like always, our pregame show is brought to you by Graham Health System. The next blood drive is Friday, September 16th at the Graham Hospital Lobby Conference Room. Call 647-5240, extension 2346. For an appointment. We'll get you all squared away for tonight's matchup after our first break. Like we said, Rick Quinn's going to stop by and give us a preview of tonight's game and what's been bothering them in the first 2 weeks, moving to 0-2. That'll be about a 7-minute interview with the coach. Well, tonight, Dale, you're looking here. You've already had mentioned the conditions. The field's probably going to be slippery. One thing for A-Town, if you look at their stats, they don't throw the ball a whole lot. They've got their leading receiver is Hunter Darst, 5 catches for 43 yards.
Yeah, that's not going to be a whole lot, is it?
2 games. Rushing, Jay Albright, 46 carries for 249 yards. Hunter Darst, 21 carries for 154 yards and 3 touchdowns. Bo Glazier with 22 carries for 122 yards and 1 touchdown. So as you can see, you can stop those 3 runners. How does that factor into your game plan? If you're putting everything together this week and you get to Thursday and you see it rain, then it rains again, and now you know these field conditions, does that change your playbook?
I don't think these guys are going to change anything because that's what they do. They're going to come at you. They're going to come at you strong. They're just going to have to hope that they win the line of scrimmage. If they do that, then the conditions won't make any difference at all for them. 6-7 yards a pop. It's good whether it's wet or whether it's dry, so that's what they're looking for. They're not looking for the big, 30-yard pass play.
Right, absolutely.
They'd like to get a couple 30-yard runs, I'm sure, and that'll happen too. They break one open. Secondary might lose some footing or something.
We thank you for joining us for a Prairieland Conference game of the week. We've got a Prairie Land Conference game, Prairie Radio Communications. We've got a double team action tonight. Our Monmouth sister station is joining us as well, so we've got some sponsors to get to for the A-Town side as well. So we've got a jammed-packed evening tonight here in Cuba. North Fulton Wildcats and the A-Town Tornadoes just moments away. We're going to take a 60-second timeout, but then we're also going to hear from head coach Rick Quinn right after the break. And then Dale and I will get you set for the game, keys to the game, take a quick look at the weather, look around for matchups throughout the Prairieland Conference. Back in 60 seconds, and right after that, Rick Quinn will be interviewed by Sean Temple. Back in 60 seconds.
Helping bring you tonight's game, Spoon Animal Clinic, compassionate care when needed most. Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main in Canton. The Bank of Farmington, with locations in Canton and Farmington. Remax Traders Unlimited, Susie McMillan, your local agent. WVYS, the voice of Fulton County. Stereo Village, located on South 4th Avenue in Canton. Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and make him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you'd like to buy a DVD, call us.
I'm Sean Temple. Joining me here on the pregame show, I have A-Town Tornado head coach, Mr. Rick Quinn. Coach, how's it going?
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Another great start on Friday night in a loss to Ridgewood, 33-19. Led 13-7 at the half. Could have been much more. Moved the football. We talked about it a little bit off the air before we came on, and just not quite finishing drives. Maybe chalk it up to inexperience?
Yeah, maybe. It just seems like right now we're getting that penalty at the most inopportune time, and we're unable to overcome it. Our first drive, we marched down to the 4-yard line, and we got a penalty, so we're in a 3rd and goal from the 17. We don't have a lot of plays for that. I don't know a lot of people that do. So that drive kind of stalled out. The next 2 drives, I think they both were about 80 yards, and we finished them off. But like I told you off the air, I think we ended up running 75 plays Friday night. I would guess we probably possessed the ball for 36 minutes, and we end up losing by 2 touchdowns, and we didn't have any turnovers. So we have to find a way to finish drives. It's kind of big for us, and we have to find a way to eliminate big plays on defense.
Moving the football, I mean, you got to like that. The offense is moving, not punching it in, but they are moving the ball. And also defense in the first half, holding a pretty good offensive club to 7 points.
Yeah, Ridgewood's a pretty explosive ball club. They got a lot of speed on the outside. They've got the rook kid in the backfield who's a bit of a bruiser, big. He's going to pound you inside, and they're going to hit you on the outside with Kane and the Smith kid, the Reagan kid, and even the Reed kid. So, I mean, that is an explosive ball club. To hold them to 7 points was something we were very happy with. But like you said, we have to find a way to extend that lead. We got an interception to start the second half. We drive down to the 15-yard line, and we stall out again. 2 plays later, they take it 70 yards. So we got to find a way to finish a drive, 1. 2, we're down 14-13. It almost looked like panic kind of set in with some of us. We got to quit paying attention to the scoreboard and just play hard for 48 minutes.
Yeah, I've seen that in the paper. You made that same comment in the paper. Looking at the scoreboard, stop looking at the scoreboard and just play football. Yeah, I mean, so what? It's 14-13, whether it's 28-13, whether it's 45-13. Play hard for 48 minutes. Whatever happens, happens. You play hard and hustle. Let the chips fall where they may. And if we come up on the short end of it, we come up on the short end of it. And it's not that I don't think we're playing hard. I just think every now and again we get that panic that creeps in, and it takes us a few minutes to get it out, because the last 2 games we've had one really bad quarter that we've been unable to overcome. So we just got to quit worrying about what the scoreboard says and focus on us. 100 yards, 137 yards on 17 carries, and all 3 touchdowns for the Tornadoes. What a nice ball game. Yeah, Hunter, like I said earlier in the season, he's one of those guys who makes one cut. He's able to get skinny in the hole and pop it out. I think he had like a 65-yard, 70-yard touchdown run where we ran a simple power play, and it looked to be kind of stopped, but he was able to make that one cut, slide through there. We got some good blocking and took it the rest of the way. The wishbone running game looked a lot better Friday night than it did the previous week. And we're going to have to be able to get those tough yards this week against North Fulton. Yeah, let's talk about the first 2 games. We call it the quarter mark, a little under the quarter mark of the season. And you start in conference play, so preseason's kind of done so far. Just your assessment through 2 ball games. You know, like I said, we've played 6 quarters of pretty good football. We've had 2 quarters where both games have kind of gotten away from us a little bit. Offensively, we're happy with moving the ball, making way too many penalties, I think, that are getting us behind the chains in some of those drives. We have to find a way to eliminate some of those mistakes. Defensively, we're giving up way too many big plays, and we have to find a way to eliminate that. Kind of make teams do what we're doing to teams and have to drive the ball 14, 15 plays, because at the end of the day, chances are there's going to be a mistake made when you start driving the ball 15, 16 plays. It's just kind of makes you the beast. You see it on Sundays, you see it on Saturdays.
see them Friday night.
You only got 3 seniors on the roster. Are you happy with kind of the progression of the young kids?
Yeah, you figured there'd be some growing pains because even some of the younger kids, like we have 3 juniors that missed most of the season last year, so they didn't get a lot of game experience. So we got a lot of guys that are just now getting game experience for the first time. So it's going to take them a little while to get acclimated and used to the speed of the game because we can't simulate it in practice. So the only way they're going to get used to it is to play in the game and see the physicality and feel the physicality and see the speed. So, yeah, I think we're getting better, but we got to get better a lot faster because, like I've told you before, you only get 9 games in football season, so each game's magnified a little bit more, unfortunately.
Starting Prairieland Conference play with North Fulton. They lost to West Central in Week 1, 12-8, and then beat Havana Midwest Central this past week, 20-6. 1-1 on the season. What do you know about the Wildcats?
With North Fulton, Coach Craig's always going to have them playing hard. I mean, they are going to play hard for 48 minutes. They don't worry about what the score is. You're going to have to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves traditionally. They're going, like I said, they're going to play hard. They're going to fly around. They seem to be running a lot of option midline stuff on offense to chew up the clock. It looks like. Defensively, they look to press the line of scrimmage and make you kind of grind out drives. So we're going to have to find a way to be physical at the line of scrimmage and control the line of scrimmage so that we can get our running game going. And hopefully it'll allow us to dictate when we want to throw the ball. Instead of getting put in situations where we have to throw the ball, we can kind of throw when we want. But we're going to have to play hard for 48 minutes, I can promise you that.
Well, that's the good thing about A-Town is that more often than not, they come to play for 48 minutes. So we're going to see a pretty good ball game between 2 teams getting after it.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think that we do play hard for 48 minutes. I mean, we make some mistakes here and there, which most high school teams do, but traditionally I don't ever have to question our effort.
All right, Coach, good luck.
Thanks a lot.
A-Town Tornado head coach Rick Quinn here on the pregame show. Dakota Horn will have more pregame analysis coming up after a break.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. In Canton, we deliver. By Canton Napa, located on North 1st Avenue in Canton. Innovations Hair Design, with locations in Canton and Macomb. Sedgwick Funeral Homes, with locations in Canton, Farmington, and Bartonville. CD Country, your home in the country. Lambs of God Daycare and Preschool, located on Avenue A in Canton. By M. Bixler Video Productions. Interested in underwriting an event? Give us a call. It costs less than you think.
The fight song for North Fulton.
Welcome back, everybody, here on City Country 107.9 WCDD, joined by our Monmouth sister station as well. Thanks my main man, Sean Temple, for that great interview with Rick Quinn. He highlighted it, Dale. We're talking about finishing drives for this Tornadoes squad. It's something that they've struggled with in the first 2 games of the year. That's not just something that you pull out of the hat. I mean,
no. That's something that you're just going to have to develop, and hopefully the kids will be able to execute. Execution is the big key to finishing the drive.
One thing that you talk about in this Prairieland Black, you've got the A-Town Tornadoes. They're down at the bottom at 0-2, along with Lewistown. Then up at the top, you have South Fulton, who started strong just like last year, got off to that great start and then slid the rest of the back half. And then you had Rushville, who crossed over last week to play a tough Farmington squad. They're at 1-1, along with North Fulton, who is 1-1 as well. So this is a big one for North Fulton. They got that big win last week against Havana Midwest Central, and A-Town hasn't been able to find that victory yet. So Rick Quinn highlighted it, got to finish their drives, and this is a team, we've been down here multiple times here at Cuba when these two play, and it seems like the weather's always been kind of bad.
Right.
The temperature's always been decent, but it's been rainy or windy or something like that, and they fight in the trenches. And this is when you get A-Town and North Fulton together. That's what you're going to see.
Yeah, never forget that game against A-Town when they came out and scored first when they were expected to just get beat, completely. Well, they ended up that way, but boy, they came out like they were going to dominate.
Right. That was what 2 years ago.
2 years ago
when A-Town had that state team. Absolutely. looking at the black division here right now, you have South Fulton scored 42 this year. Not a whole lot. Comparatively, they only given up 12. And then Rushville, they've given up 59 and scored 36, but they're 1-1. Well, if you take away the 52 last week that they gave up against the Farmington squad, which seems to have an okay offense. And let's see what they do to Illini West this evening. In North Fulton, they've scored 28 and only allowed 18, trying to keep that differential on the positive as well. And A-Town has only scored 33. They've given up those 75. And like we talked about, they are running the ball. That's how they primarily get the ball down the field. We'd like to thank one of our sponsors tonight, Poston's Pit Stop. Let their family-owned business give you the service you deserve. ASE certified. They handle mechanical repair of all types for cars, trucks, boats, mowers, tractors, supporting the A-Town Tornadoes. This is your pregame show brought to you by Graham Health System. The next blood drive is Friday, September 16th at the Graham Hospital lobby. Your officials for tonight's game on City Country 107.9, referee Kenny Rutherford, umpire Jim Maurice, head linesman David Bowers, line judge Tony Ware, and back judge Andy Hostins. So tonight, we've already kind of highlighted weather's going to play a factor into it. Hopefully that stays away. We talked about A-Town, Rick Quinn in his interview, moving the ball down the field. So what's some things when you're preparing for week 3? You've had struggles for Rick Quinn. He's talked about it. He's talked about some of the things that they've worked on through his interview. What are you addressing after you've had only 33 points scored and you've given up 75? So we talk about they run the ball a lot, but their defense gives up a lot of points, and they played a lot of running squads as well.
Yeah, they're looking for ways to stop that running game, and they're probably trying to figure out what personnel they can find that are going to do a better job where they need them. Probably, with offense-wise, once again, they're just trying to figure out what's going to work and what isn't going to work. And right now, they just simply don't have the tools they had the past couple years.
Behind center, you'll see Ian Noe, number 2 for the Wildcats. Call his name quite a bit. Chris Utzinger, number 6, running back, junior, 5'3", 130 pounds. Ben Johnson, number 10. You'll see him go wide quite a bit. Logan McAllister, number 17. And Daznell Inlow, number 23, 5'11", 180 pounds, senior. On the other side, you've got number 5, Bo Glazier. Remember, we saw him 2 years ago coming in a couple of games, one of the playoff games, and we commented on his stature. Well, that's changed a little bit in the last 2 years, so you'll see him behind center quite a bit. Hunter Darst and Devin DeJanes will be getting the start, number 45 at running back, and Jay Albright, the sophomore, number 3, who is the second lead rusher for the A-Town Tornadoes. And then on the line, you've got Kalen Marr, Gage Corsi, Owen Gray, Julian Nicholson, and Wyatt Sloan. A lot of juniors on this squad. You only have one senior on the starting offense for A-Town, and then you have one sophomore, and the rest 9 juniors on the squad. Same on the other side. You have one sophomore, 2 seniors, and then the rest juniors on the defense for the A-Town Tornadoes.
Well, that just goes to show you that's going to be a building year for both teams. All those juniors are going to play a lot of ball. Next year, they'll be even better.
Just a couple of minutes away from kickoff here. Get you set. Like we said, the lights have already taken full effect. That is your pregame show brought to you by Graham Health System. Make sure you get your appointment for the next blood drive, which is Friday, September 16th at the Graham Hospital Lobby Conference Room. Call 647-5240, extension 2346 for an appointment. Here we always have to look to our far right to find that scoreboard. We've got the open look to our left, but we always have to lean out the window to find that scoreboard. But we always manage it. We're a little set back from the home bleachers, but a good view. We are standing right on the 50-yard line. This field faces, when you're in the press box, you're facing directly to the west, and it runs north-south. The A-Town Tornadoes in their white uniforms, black numbers, or probably dark green, trimmed in gold, and their black helmets with their AT on their helmet and their black pants. On the other side, decked out full black uniform, the Wildcats with their red numbers trimmed in white and their black helmets and their mostly red cleats and red socks. We are ready for kickoff. It will be the Tornadoes will kick from right to left, north to south, and the Wildcats will return from the left side of your radio dial. We are ready to go for the Prairieland Conference Game of the Week, Week 3 in IHSA football. The kickoff is up around the 20-yard line, bounces and stops dead, picked up. Here come the Wildcats. Right up the middle, finds a 40-yard line and finally wrapped up, taken down to the 42, and that's where the Wildcats will take over.
That was a pretty good kick for a small school. That's another thing when you have these small squads, not a lot of numbers on your teams, you really struggle to find those specialty players.
Yeah.
Kickers, receivers, even someone to hold a football for an extra point.
Well, I've been doing this with this radio station for 8 years, and the number of field goals that I've seen, actual field goals, not extra points, I've only seen three. And one of them came in week 1 when we went up to Aledo. Nick Johnson for the Farmers put in one.
That's
so
right.
You don't see those a whole lot in 3A and less. So the Wildcats will come out, set, out of the shotgun. Man goes in motion towards the far side. The ball go up the middle, but the ball's loose and picked up by the Tornadoes. I don't even think he ever had a handle on that.
Well, we talked field conditions, and I saw right there he lost footing right away, which probably contributed to that fumble.
1st and 10 for the Tornadoes, the ball on the Wildcats, 43-yard line.
Not a good break for North Fulton.
But if there's anything that we've learned this season, how the Farmers started week 1, I'm using the reference, we've seen the Farmers twice this year already. They had a very bad start to week 1, and they figured it out.
Yeah.
One play from scrimmage turns into a fumble.
At least it wasn't on the 20-yard line, right?
Absolutely. Snap out of shotgun. Glazier hands it off. Man goes around, and he's wrapped up before he gets to the line of scrimmage. And that's Albright.
That's a good reaction play by the North Fulton Wildcats. Followed that ball well.
Like we said, Albright, number 3. You'll see him carry it quite a bit. Give them a loss of 1. So we've had 2 plays of scrimmage, a fumble, and a loss of a yard. So no positive gains yet. Directly under center. This time he comes towards the left. It's Albright again. He takes to the 40-yard line on roughly a 3-yard carry.
Not doing anything fancy. Running that ball right off tackle. Probably trying to do a little blocking down.
Well, Dale, one thing that I'm going to point out, there Wildcat territory, left side of your radio dial, where the action's been played between about the 35 and 45, right on the near hash, you can already see a little bit of wear in the field.
The ground's tearing up pretty quick. This could get ugly before the night's over.
The old Mud Bowl, right?
There might be 2 black uniforms out there.
3rd and 8 coming up, a little bit of movement, and let's see if that's drawn by movement by the Wildcats. Looked like the Tornadoes got the last laugh as they pushed down the defensive lineman that jumped across, but let's see who moved first. And it will be on the Tornadoes.
Procedure call against the Tornadoes, 5-yard walk-off.
So now you have 5-yard penalty, back to a 3rd and more than 10.
3rd down,
so negative yardage again for both squads.
And here we come back down to finishing a drive.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're 3rd and long, it's tough to finish one.
Well, and when you're given a gift right there at the 45-yard line, you have to capitalize on those quick runs. So here's that 3rd and long, out of the shotgun. Flag comes in from the far sideline. Glazier throws it, and it's complete.
Nice
down to the 25-yard line. What a grab. That was number 1, Dylan Klakinga, who picks down up.
Interesting to see what the flag is over there.
Let's see. I think it's a sideline warning is what I saw,
okay.
But he hasn't given the official signal yet.
Sideline warning was a penalty call.
I like this official. I can hear what he's saying.
Yeah, you can actually hear him.
1st and 10 for the Tornadoes.
So just like that, a 20-yard pass, and we were just talking about how, let's see, on my stats there, I don't even think Klakinga has any positive yardage. No, he's not even 1 reception this year.
Well, there you go. He stepped up in the pocket real nice. He avoided a couple hits. Stepped right up through a nice ball.
Another flag.
Another flag.
From the far sideline, yet again.
Well, when I said it was going to get ugly, I didn't think it was going to be penalty-wise.
10:22 left in the first. On the Tornadoes.
against, well, 3 when you count the sideline warning.
Yep.
The preliminary signal is holding against the A-Town. Walked off from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, if we've done a couple A-Town games before, that sideline does get a little bit uppity over there.
About the 34-yard line.
Not too bad of a distance to travel for the Tornado faithful. First and 20, need to get it to around the 15-yard line for a new set of downs. It's going to be a run to the right side. Powers his way back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's Hunter Darst who picks up roughly 10.
Well, that sure helps out when it comes down to the finish in this drive. That biggest yardage yet from line of scrimmage, isn't it?
Darst on the carry, gain on play of about 7.
Yeah, biggest run that they've had. They had the big 20-yard reception by clocking up, but I think tonight, based on how everything's set up in the North Fulton defense, they've got to be able to set up that run and execute. 3 in the backfield, directly under center, is number 5. Go left side, right man, he's taken down just before the 20-yard line. That's Albright again, and then we've got a flag.
Another one. This is going to be a late hit. Another one.
2 flags.
Down by Mayo, but there's penalty.
That might be an ejection. I'd hate to say that early in the game, but 2 flags.
Yeah, Chance Miller, a little extracurricular activity, but let's see if it's. Yep.
So they're going to offset, huh?
Yep.
Offsetting personal fouls against both teams.
And Miller does come off after his activities.
The same guy throwing both?
Yeah. What extras, right?
Good time for throwing it, though. You get him caught, catch him in the early in the ball game. So
absolutely. Don't let it get out of control. Absolutely. So like we said, Miller comes off after he received the person. He was not ejected. That was just coach's choice to bring him off. So here we go again. Now this will bring up 3rd and 7 just inside the 20 to get to the 15 for a new set of downs. This is a big conversion yet again for the Tornadoes. They did convert on their last 3rd down opportunity on the 20-yard pass. Same formation. This is going to go to the left man. He goes right. He pushes his way, but he'll be short of the 1st down. But in this territory where he gets close to the 20, need about 5, you might be seeing the offense out there yet again in this point in the field.
I'm pretty sure of that. Notice the Tornadoes pack everything pretty tight. Their splits are, only about a foot apart. Which means they crowd an awful lot of people in a very small space.
Airs it out. He had a wide open receiver, but airmails it. Incomplete. Turnover on downs.
He puts that ball down just a little bit. They got 1st down.
So now the Wildcats have another opportunity on the offensive side of the ball. They'll take over right at the 20-yard line. And their only one offensive play so far was a fumble.
First and 10 for the Wildcats. The ball at about the...
Coach Elliott sending in the signals and the plays. See what they've dialed up on this opportunity. Man in motion towards us. Wrapped up right at the line. Big hit by number 79, Leighton Paulus. Shut it down early.
Yeah, the motion came our way, and they didn't run the ball the other direction, so they're looking for a little bit of misdirection, which does help in a nasty field. Get linebackers moving one way.
The ball has not moved to the right of the 50 in 3 offensive possessions, 2 by the Wildcats, 1 by the Tornadoes. This is your Prairieland Conference Game of the Week on CD Country 107.9 WCDD. Every Friday night we'll be somewhere else, bringing you a Prairieland Conference game. This one's tucked away, ran right up the gut. He's got some running room, but he's taken down from behind, but he's got the first down. Nifty run.
He made a good cut, and he had a lot of open field, but he got caught from behind.
And on a play of about 12 yards, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Leedy taking the snap there and the run, so already some new looks. So you've got Miller and Johnson who go out wide. Leedy with the handoff. Inlow just lowers his shoulder, picks up a couple.
Nicholson, I believe, on a tackle.
I'm kind of wondering if either one of these teams was ever going to try to get the ball outside.
Yeah.
I mean, when everybody's packed in so tight, if you just can crash somebody down, seal it in. But I don't know if either one's got any speed.
Ball's on the near hash. The Wildcats look over to the sideline, get the play call. Bring it up. 2nd and long 6. It's going to be a pitch. Goes left side. And he's knocked down in the backfield. Good read. And that one's cut down by Albright in the backfield.
If Albright doesn't make that hit, he's got some yards. So I'm sure Albright came from linebacker spot, right?
Yeah.
Loss on a play of 2 brings up a 3rd down and 9.
Well, the thing is Albright's been lining up on his left side, which is the right side of the offense, and he sniffed that out on the opposite side of where he's been lining up.
Did he go with the motion man? I didn't notice.
He did.
Okay.
But he met him in the backfield. That's the big thing. Usually you can meet that motion man as he comes across the line, as you meet in the middle. He's going to air it out. He's got his man, and it was Johnson. He was just about 2 steps behind that one. And here comes the flag.
Wow.
Penalty marker on the play. The pass is incomplete.
Let's see what we've got here. It was a delayed penalty. It's on the Tornadoes.
If they don't have change, just bring it back up. Okay.
Well, we're still waiting for the walk off here. He's heading over to the sideline to discuss something with Rick Quinn.
15-yard walk off. On a personal foul. Be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
That'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. That one's marched the other direction. And then you've got the ball closest to the 50-yard line for the Wildcats tonight. Ball sits on the 48.
I'm going to venture to say that must have been some kind of late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, you always can tell when he throws a flag.
Yeah, it's
about
up there.
30 feet in the air. So 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They're set on the 48. 1 wide each side. In set back, 1 in the backfield with them. Man on the left side comes in motion towards us, and they'll run it right up the gut. And they'll get across midfield on a 3-yard carry.
Neither one of these quarterbacks is a very big guy, is he?
No.
Sometimes that makes it difficult for defense to read what's going on because they don't know where he's at.
Mar on the bottom of the pile for the Tornadoes.
Well, that's one of those things, if you've got a quarterback, no matter what their stature is, their ability to control a game and read the defense. I mean, you look at Dylan Hayden a couple weeks that we've seen him in Farmington. He's been able to control a game. He's bigger than what he was when he started getting some playing time sophomore year. But he does a good job. Smart quarterback. Pitch left side, absolutely solid. Gets to the line again. I think he's got the first down. It's going to be close.
What was that I said earlier?
you called it, dialed it up.
Hunsinger on the carry. And on the play of about 8 yards.
And we noticed they ran away from
First and 10 from the
Albright.
Wildcats.
Yeah, they ran away.
On their Tornadoes 42-yard line.
So not only do the Wildcats have a new set of downs, they are in Tornado territory. Marching down the field, aided by a big third down penalty given to them by the Tornadoes.
Now, if you to take away all the flags we've had, this quarter would just about be done right now, wouldn't it? Because all the running's going on.
We've still got a 0-0 score. 5:04 left in the first quarter here in Cuba. And another flag comes from the backfield.
Wow.
Taken down Leedy, brought down at around the 44-yard line. Let's see what the penalty is.
But there's another penalty marker on the field.
That's the same call they made before.
I remember I said that guy said get all your flags up.
Yeah.
So that'll be another mark-off given to them by the Tornadoes.
No, he kicked him.
Oh, okay.
15-yard walk-off.
Yeah, the official just signaled to the coach on the far sideline that it was a kick, so apparently someone kicked someone on the ground.
So that's
First and 10 for the Wildcats. The ball at the 27-yard line.
personal fouls. I guess that's the signal that he's giving us, is not. So first and 10 here for the Wildcats. They're just inside the Tornadoes' 30-yard line. This is where they're getting to that side where I'm going to have to lean in front of you a little bit, Dale.
That's all right.
You're a little taller than me. You can see over me. Run the left side, right up the middle. He's got green grass in front of him. Touchdown for the Wildcats. He takes it 27 yards.
The Wildcats.
Man, once he got through the line, he just cakewalked it in low for the touchdown.
And that's, once again, when you got a running ball club and you got defense coming up within 4 or 5 yards of the ball, once you're past that first line, it's a cakewalk.
A methodical drive by the Wildcats with 4:49 left in the first quarter. They strike first.
80-yard drive started at the 20, didn't it?
A big 80-yard drive by the Wildcats, aided by a couple of big penalties by the Tornadoes. Going to pitch it out to the right side of the two-point conversion, and just short. No good, but it is 6-0. The Wildcats strike first here in the first quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you tonight's game, Spoon River Animal Clinic, compassionate care when needed most. Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main in Canton. The Bank of Farmington, with locations in Canton and Farmington. Remax Traders Unlimited, Susie McMillan, your local agent. WVYS, the voice of Fulton County. Stereo Village, located on South 4th Avenue in Canton. Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and make him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you'd like to buy a DVD, call us.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba. The North Fulton Wildcats strike first. 6-0 is your score with 4:49 left in the first quarter. Alongside Dale Horn, Dakota Horn here in Cuba, and Nate back in the studio. We've got WCDD on 107.9, cdcountry1079.com, Listen Live app. We've also got this game on our Monmouth sister station as well. Thanks to Sean Temple and the staff up there wanting to join us on a game between two local squads. Squib kick down to the opposite 40-yard line, and we'll just lay on it there. And that's where the Tornadoes will take over, which will be their worst field position to start in tonight's ball game.
Imagine that, 40-yard line, that's the worst.
Blocking good. Blocking good. Recovers the ball for kickoff. Tornadoes take over first and 10 on their own 40-yard line.
I'd like to thank another one of our sponsors tonight, Charm Center of Abingdon. Head to the Charm Center of Abingdon for all your Redken products and hair care needs. Good luck to the Tornadoes from Diana and Jen. 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes, down 6-0, and struggling to get anything going on offense. But they've been hindered by quite a few penalties as well. Glazer's going to air it out. He's got his man, and it is incomplete as he had 2 defenders right there on top of him.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice pass, but he had to throw it in between 2 defenders. Made it real tough for a receiver to make the grab.
Brings up a 2nd and 10.
Had a lot of time to throw the ball, though.
Got 36 yards total offense for the Tornadoes on their first couple of drives, 16 on the ground, and 20 of it coming from that one big pass that kept their drive alive. Run left side. Albright puts his head down and twists his way to the 45.
Albright on carry.
That was not a bad-looking play, coming off tackle. He had a little bit of room.
3rd down and about 6.
This game so far, and just the short first quarter that we've seen so far, has been a focus in between the hashes. And the ball's been on the left side of the field a good majority when they're heading to the south, and then on the right side when they're heading to the north. It's been odd, and you can already see that wear.
Almost a channel, isn't it?
Yeah. Far side comes in motion. They're going to give it to him. He's going to come across the 50, and he'll get the first down to the 45, but there is a flag.
I'm real interested to see what that call is going to be, because I only saw 2 people in the area, the ball carrier and the tackler.
But there's a penalty marker thrown at about the 42-yard line.
You had Hunter Darst coming in motion from the far side directly towards us. Glazer gets the snap and just dumps it off to him in front of him. And as he's making the turn around the line, that's where the flag landed.
Got a hold.
Hold on the Tornadoes.
I have no idea where the hold was, because I didn't see anybody there.
Well, and it was one of those. It was probably a hold or one of the...
Okay.
Yeah, hold
offensive end then, maybe?
There you go, yep. I was thinking either that or some type of block in the back as he was trying to develop, but it was the hold. He had a good open space there as he got around the end, so that makes sense. So yet again, the Tornadoes march backwards. They need to get to the 50-yard line for a new set of downs, and now the ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line. So they've got a big 3rd and 15 coming up as they just had the first down on that last run, but eliminated by the penalty. 3 wide on the far side. Glazer steps back, nobody back there with him. He gets pushed down, but he's got his man, and it's a complete pass to Albright to the opposite 40-yard line, 25 yards.
Albright's doing it all tonight, isn't he? Both sides of the ball.
Down about the 41-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tornadoes on the Wildcat, 41-yard line.
It was an excellent throw, but Albright went right to the ball, and there wasn't anybody around.
6-0 your score. North Fulton on top. 3:22 left in the first quarter. 1st and 10, new set of downs. This isn't unfamiliar territory for the Tornadoes. They've hovered around that 40-yard line quite a bit tonight, but haven't got any farther than that.
I don't know. I don't think I might run the ball right and get it on the right hash now. Get it away from the mush.
They do, and cuts back, and he's finally wrapped down around the 26-yard line. That's Darst who picks up the first down on a 13-yard carry.
Well executed play.
About what you're drawing up there. You go a little bit to the right, just inside the end, and cuts back.
Once you get past the line of scrimmage, you're just looking for green, and he found it.
Inlow comes off, hobbling just a little bit.
Of course, later on, they'll be looking for Brown, won't they?
1st and 10 coming up for the Tornadoes. So they've had 2 big conversions, and we've got a flag from the near sideline. Let's see what we've got here. I don't know if that's sideline warning or a little bit more severe. It was close to the head coach. So unsportsmanlike. I believe that is directed towards head coach.
Yeah, Coach Craig does get a little wired up, doesn't he?
just a little bit.
Not sure what he was wired up on that one, but
probably just related to the breakdown that he had in his secondary, allowing that big gain.
Walk-off takes it down to the 10. They walked off more than half the distance to the goal. They walked off 15 yards from the 25-yard line. Instead of half the distance, they give them 20 to 15 yards.
First and 10 for the Tornadoes, runs that right up the middle. Not much cooking there.
Norris on the carry, brought down by 5 of Wildcats. In on a play of about 3, brings the big 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 coming up after that quick 3-yard run.
I'm not sure about that. They just did.
that penalty is going to be a killer right here.
A-Town trying to get back into that groove, trying to get left side. They're going to give it to Albright, and he walks it in for a touchdown. I haven't seen the signal yet.
Did anybody touch him?
Albright on the carry.
Am I missing something here? Is there a flag on the field?
I don't see it.
I have no idea.
I have no idea either. I have no idea what's going on.
They called him down at about the 5-yard line. Second down about 3.
Okay, did he actually go down toward Anita?
I don't know. I missed that one. It looked like he walked in with nobody touching him. This has just been a crazy year, hasn't it? We've seen all kinds of goofy things. Yeah, I don't know if we saw inadvertent whistle that blew it dead. Coach Quinn on the far sideline, not happy with that. But I'm talking about Albright goes to the left side, finds a gap, and maybe gets touched on the shoulder and walks in with the ball. He had the ball. He was standing up. Interesting. So it brings up 2nd and 4 and erase the waltz into the end zone. They're going to try the same play. This time he fights his way, and I hear a whistle, and he'll be short as the near official walks up just next to the goal line, and it should bring up, no, he's going to be short of the first down as well.
We're about on the 4, aren't we? So he's going to be real upset if he doesn't make a first down on this play.
I think they got an extra down.
So you've got 3rd down. They need about a football length to get the first down. If they go about 3 yards, they've got a touchdown. Albright. No, that's Darst. He goes right side.
Well, I think he might have the first anyway.
Well, we're standing on the 50. We're looking to the left side here. And where the far official is walking in, it's pretty close. But you can't really see the angle. It should be enough.
No, it was going to be 4th down.
First and goal.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, so the chain gang drops their chains, and now you've just got the first down marker. 4 opportunities here for the Tornadoes to get it in. They've got it in once, but it was marked down. We'll have to figure out exactly what happened there.
Maybe Mark will see that on video.
Yeah, absolutely. Directly under center. He's got 3 behind him in the backfield. And touchdown
and another flag.
Flag in the backfield. But let's see what we've got here before we get too excited and put 6 points on the board.
It was a touchdown, but there was a penalty marker on the field.
Well, this game be moving right along if we keep the yellow things in our pockets.
Yeah, we're still in the first quarter. It's still 6-0. That is going to be on the Wildcats.
He's come to explain.
So it is a 6-6 score.
Try it again.
So now we have a conversation between the head official and Coach Craig over here discussing what's going on, and then we're going to have 6 points put on the board for the Tornadoes, and then point after pending. They could take the lead here if they can get it across the goal line. So that penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. About half an hour of real time. We've got 0.3 seconds left in the quarter. And about 8 minutes of that has been assessing flags and talking to coaches.
Well, interesting thing, when we switch ends now, are we going to play on the other side, on the west side of the field, or are we going to stay on the east side?
Yeah, say, we'll definitely go head to the north. It'll change a little direction, but like you said, maybe you'll throw everybody off. Glazier's going to try to take it to the outside. There!
There's a race.
And he does. 2 points for the Tornadoes, and they have the lead 8-6 here in Cuba on your Prairieland Conference Game of the Week over the Wildcats. Back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you this event, Monical's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. In Canton, we deliver. By Canton Napa, located on North 1st Avenue in Canton. Innovations Hair Design, with locations in Canton and Macomb. Sedgwick Funeral Homes, with locations in Canton, Farmington, and Bartonville. CD Country, your home in the country. Lambs of God Daycare and Preschool, located on Avenue A in Canton. By M. Bixler Video Productions. Interested in underwriting an event? Give us a call. It costs less than you think.
Welcome back to everybody. CD Country 107.9, Prairieland Conference Game of the Week. Dale, Dakota, Nate, bringing you a close one, 8-6. They're kicking off from the 45, and when we say the 45, it's the 45 closest to the receiving team. So even on a squib kick, they're going to be kicking it down to the 10-yard line, somewhere in that area.
Well, this guy can kick the ball.
Kicks it, brought out, caught that around the 5. He's got a seam, and he's taken down and brings it all the way back to the 40 on a big 35-yard kickoff return.
One of the best parts about North Fulton's game is their kick return.
So that is the end of the quarter, so now they should flip and head the opposite way. So after 1 quarter of play, and it's big. We'll be back in 60 seconds to bring you the second quarter of your Prairieland Conference Game of the Week. Back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you tonight's game, Spoon River Animal Clinic, compassionate care when needed most. Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main in Canton. The Bank of Farmington, with locations in Canton and Farmington. Remax Traders Unlimited, Susie McMillan, your local agent. WVYS, the voice of Fulton County. Stereo Village, located on South 4th Avenue in Canton. Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and make him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you'd like to buy a DVD, call us.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba, Prairieland Conference Game of the Week. It is 8-6 after 1 quarter. The A-Town Tornadoes up. But the Wildcats have the ball with decent field position after having to receive a kickoff from their own 45-yard line. They bring it back to their own 40-yard line. And we're set for the second quarter, ready to roll here in Cuba. We'll get you some score updates from around the area as well. When those come in, Leedy with the handoff.
Absolutely nothing there. A-Town had that baby shut down. And another flag. Somebody's going to get thrown out. I just feel it.
Penalty marker on the field.
Wait for that to be assessed here in just a second.
Unsportsmanlike.
And that's unsportsmanlike.
And
it was against
the.
Yep, so both of them yet again.
I think it was
A-Town?
I think it was A-Town. It was against them. I don't think he was thrown against North Fulton.
He just pointed the wrong way.
Yeah, I think he just pointed the wrong way.
Gotcha. Well, because he gave us the offsetting signal as well, so.
I think he was negating his first signal.
Gotcha.
That's what that was.
Yeah, that was negating my first one. That's like us volleyball officials. We point the wrong way. Boy, you hear about it.
Unsportsmanlike. Called against A-Town.
Doubt about that. Well, our early game tonight over on our sister station on the AM, Leon Groover with the call over there. Washington Panthers up 28-7. And yeah, they're in the third quarter because they started at 6, so they've got a big 3-score lead, Washington does, over in Washington tonight. Let's see if we got any other score updates. Elmwood Brimfield is up 20-6 over Peoria Heights. That is in the second quarter. And we've got a timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. We'll be back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. In Canton, we deliver. By Canton Napa, located on North 1st Avenue in Canton. Innovations Hair Design, with locations in Canton and Macomb. Sedgwick Funeral Homes, with locations in Canton, Farmington, and Bartonville. CD Country, your home in the country. Lambs of God Daycare and Preschool, located on Avenue A in Canton. By M. Bixler Video Productions. Interested in underwriting an event? Give us a call. It costs less than you think.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba. The A-Town Tornadoes up 8-6. The Wildcats on the move. They are already in A-Town territory at the 40-yard line. You had the kickoff they brought back to the 45, and then a penalty assessed on the Tornadoes moves them already deep into Tornado territory at the 40-yard line. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Nothing fancy on that play. Just run it straight up. Straight up again.
Here's a score for you, and like always, our score updates are always brought to you by Dave May at Edward Jones Investments in Canton. Call or stop in to see Dave at 205 East Locust Street. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
We got a player down.
Here's a score update for you. Anawan Weathersfield 17, Stark County nothing.
Wow.
Just interesting that Stark County, where they've been. They shut out Lewistown big last week, then get blown out by Elmwood in week 1. And this one looks like it might be a lengthy delay as well. I'm trying to think who was it that was down.
I can't see the number. Enlow?
Enlow. He's been hobbling a little bit tonight, but this one looks like it's a little bit more severe, and looks like the Wildcats are coming off to the sideline. Well, we'll keep an eye on it real quick, and then if we have to take a step away, we will. See other scores. Havana and West Prairie, 6-6 in the second quarter. Let's see what else we got here on our scoreboard. Notre Dame up 23-7 over Normal. Deer Creek Mackinac up 20-0 over Hayworth. They're just tearing through everybody. No score from Metamora and Morton. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and send the medics out there as well. Real quickly, I'd like to thank Rip Rack Lane's host family fun nights with $1 games and $1 shoes every Saturday starting at 5, supporting your Abingdon-Avon Tornado football team. And real quickly, breaking down that first quarter, you had the fumble to start by the Wildcats and then a turnover on downs. A-Town wasn't able to get anywhere on their first possession. Inlow knocks it in from 27 yards, makes it 6-0. Failed attempt on the 2-point conversion at 4:49 left in the first quarter. That's who they're tending to right now, is Inlow. We'll keep you updated on that. And then Albright punches it in with 0.3 seconds left in the first to make it an 8-6 ball game as Glazier punches in the 2-point conversion to make it 8-6. Here in the second quarter, with about 11:03 left in this quarter, we're going to take a quick timeout, come back as they tend to the injured player on the field. We'll get you score updates, all that good stuff when we come back. But back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you tonight's game, Spoon River Animal Clinic, compassionate care when needed most. Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main in Canton. The Bank of Farmington, with locations in Canton and Farmington. Remax Traders Unlimited, Susie McMillan, your local agent. WVYS, the voice of Fulton County. Stereo Village, located on South 4th Avenue in Canton. Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and make him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you'd like to buy a DVD, call us.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba, Prairieland Conference Game of the Week. Good to see that Inlow is being helped off the field, but he is. That is good to see. Putting no weight on that left leg, as he'll be tended to on the near sideline, but we're ready to go here in the second quarter. Dale, you're my weather guy, but I'm seeing some development just west of the Mississippi. So I don't know, depending on the pace of this game, I'm betting those are moving faster than this game.
Tell them to put their yellow flags back in their pocket.
Okay.
We can get going.
I'll go down there at halftime and show them the radar.
Tell them, says rain's coming.
Okay.
Show them in.
I'm not worried about rain. Rain's fine.
It's lightning.
It's 11:03 left here in the second quarter, and we're back after about a 5-minute delay to 10 to Inlow. Like we said, he just brought off with a little bit of help. Going to be kept by Leedy. He takes it up the middle.
And he was looking to possibly pitch the ball on a kind of an option play. Decided to tuck it in. I don't think we're going to look at a running clock anytime. Do you?
Leedy on the carry run down by Bradshaw. Brings up a fourth down, about 2.5.
So a
first punt, huh?
Yep, looks like they'll be kicking from around the 50-yard line, trying to pin the Tornadoes deep in their own territory. Up 8-6, the Tornadoes are going to get the ball back here, it looks like. Snap is good.
Snap. Pretty
Good
close.
punt. And that one is just going to roll into the end zone. Almost had it. Tried to knock it down around the 5.
Excellent effort trying to keep that ball outside the goal.
So they'll mark it back to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Tornadoes will take over here early, still in the second quarter. Thanks to Heather's Beauty Salon. Heather is a proud mom and supporter of the A-Town football team. Heather's Beauty Salon, a full-service salon in Abingdon, wishes the Tornadoes good luck.
Every day.
Carl's got 7 different kicks.
Like we said, we're on CD Country 107.9 in Canton, and Monmouth joining us as well. So we've got a little shout-outs from both the Cuba Fairview area as well as the Abingdon-Avon area. That's why small-town football is always so much fun. Glazier behind center. He hands it off. They go right up the gut. Nothing cooking there.
We had a North Fulton defensive lineman fire through there in a hurry, but didn't make a play.
A 3-yard carry there for the Tornadoes.
Darts on the carry. Brought down by McAllister. Gain on a play of about 2, brings up a 2nd and 8.
When you got to drive the ball 80 yards, you're kind of hoping for a little bit better than 2 yards a pop.
One thing that we talked about in our pregame show, which will a little bit of motion, no flag.
I was saying nothing. Maybe they heard me.
Really what it was, you had about 3 Wildcats jump into the zone, but then jump back so no flag was thrown.
But in high school, at the end of the zone, it should be dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, motion's okay, but once you move into the zone, absolutely. But
maybe they weren't in it. It just looked like it.
Yeah, because once again, we're on the 50, and they're sitting around the 25, so we don't have the best angle on it.
But that was an awful lot.
Yeah. 3rd and 7 coming up for the Tornadoes. Darced out wide, and it's exactly what happened again. They're playing on that far hash. Yeah. Here comes Albright. He gets it around the end. He's wrapped up at around the 30-yard line, but he's got enough for the first down.
Albright on the carry.
And I got to tell you, Albright's been a workhorse tonight. He's been all over it. But we talked about it, our keys to the game, as always, brought to you by Chuck Taylor, State Farm Insurance in Canton. For mutual funds, life and health insurance, call Chuck at 647-8544. It's been getting these drives going and finishing drives, and they've had 2 opportunities. One was a turnover on downs, and the other one they were able to finally get that ball into the end zone. Let's see if they can finish this one as well.
Yeah, and, an 80-yard drive, if they make it, is going to chew up a lot of clock, too.
Ball's loose. Second man through had some pretty stern contact when he met the line. No signal, but it is staying with the Tornado. He had quite a few Wildcats trying to persuade otherwise.
Yeah, they looked like they wanted the ball.
Gray on the Tornadoes.
But it may have been one of those where he was down by contact before that, so he didn't have a whole lot to work with. And we're back in the mush.
It's right there, right between that south 30 and 45-yard line.
It's the vortex. Everything goes to that.
If you're the officials, you hopefully packed a pair of socks for the ride home, right?
Yeah. Well, here we go.
Flag from the near sideline.
Penalty marker on the field.
That's right in front of the Wildcats bench. So it looks like the Wildcats that time got into the neutral zone.
Now, did they jump in it or did they line up in it that time? I didn't see anybody moving, did you?
Yeah, they must have lined up in it.
Why would you even ask them who played dead?
So they move that one up. Free yardage given away by the Wildcats. 7:27 left here in the second quarter. It is 8-6. The Tornadoes on top on the road on your Prairieland Conference Game of the Week. Keeping an eye on some potential games for next week, depending on what the Heights can do against Elmwood Brimfield, what the Farmers do in Carthage tonight. That could be a big Week 4 matchup for both of those squads.
It'll be interesting to see, won't it? Well, this time A-Town just muscled that ball. They had about 3 people pushing, and he was just riding their hips.
All right on the carry, brought down.
So third and very short. The ball
third down and less than a yard.
Lined up about a ball length away from the new set of downs. Oh, he's got just enough. He takes it to the 45-yard line. First down for the Tornadoes.
I don't know about you, but I saw one big hunk of turf go up in the air on that one.
Replace your divots.
Albright on the carry. I've seen it on the bottom of the pile for the Wildcats.
I think in this case, to replace it, you need a shovel.
Well, you know what? This is why they play the game. There's a score update from Carthage, and it's not what you're going to expect.
Oh, I'll bet.
It's 22-14, Illini West.
Really? Wow.
So, and they just scored because it was 16-14. So, point after pending. Glazier almost falls down as he's trying to route to the left. And there's a flag.
And I'm going to have to say that's going to be an illegal block, aren't you?
Good tackle, though.
Yeah.
Initial response from the black and red fans below us. They saw it.
And that's going to be another killer. Just getting the ball moving and making some progress and shoot yourself in the foot. They're going to have more yardage on penalties than actual rushing, aren't they?
So they'll mark that one back. The ball was sitting about the 45-yard line, still in Tornadoes territory.
14-yard loss.
So 2-point lead with 6:17 left here in the first half. A-Town Tornadoes moving backwards on the penalties.
First down at about 24. Ball right at about the 30-yard line. Come on, boys. One of you pick up Plum's pass. You don't throw it again. You know he is. He's got to.
Out of the shotgun. Darst goes in motion towards the far side. He's going to cut up the field. Glazier's going to shake off a couple of defenders. Yeah, he gets free of one and finally taken down by a herd of Wildcats. Great job getting into the backfield by the Wildcats.
For a brief second, I thought he was going to get away. Pretty wiry.
Glazier sacked for a loss. Back to about the 21.
So you add that to Glazier's running total, and you've got the ball spotted at about the 22, 23-yard line. They need to get to the opposite 45-yard line.
So second in a football field, huh?
Yeah, I used to say second in a country mile is really what it boils down to.
Second down at about 23. Actually, about 33.
A little bit of confusion on the Wildcats' defense. And Albright shut down in the backfield for a loss. He'll bring up third and very long.
North Fulton is starting to take over momentum of this ballgame.
Albright on the carry. Put down by Miller.
It might be safe to say defense is going to win this game.
Yeah. That's one of those things when you're at a kind of a scrappy football team, another scrappy football team, and then you throw in some mud and some bad field conditions. It's kind of what you see. Defense has to step up.
Yeah, they do.
There's a run right up the middle with a deep secondary. Not a big surprise. Once he got past the line, he picked up quite a few, roughly 12 yards, but they had their prevent defense on.
They were just giving him a little, weren't they?
Yep.
About 25.
A lot of cushion.
That was the whole thing. They didn't want an Albright 20-yard catch and then another 15 after the catch.
No kidding.
So now with fourth at about 25, they're going to punt. A little bit of motion before the ball came out, and that one is blocked, or at least tipped. And finally downed at around the 48-yard line.
The ball rolls dead at about the 49-yard line.
A lot of screaming on the sideline from North Fulton. They wanted their players to get on the football.
The snap after the weird motion at the beginning of that play, which a couple of linemen were moving before the ball was even snapped, but nothing called. And then the snap was about at his feet. And I think he got more mud on the kick than football.
And then I think it ended up hitting. I think one of the North Fulton linemen actually made contact with it.
So nonetheless, this brings up 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 49-yard line with 3:32 to go in the half, down 8-6. And let's see here. Okay, we got A-Town heading out. And they let their sub come in real quick.
Equipment problem.
So yeah, Nicholson checks out. Mason checks in. Minute to 2 minute between every play, it seems like. And Leedy holds on to it as the handoff fell apart, but he can't get anywhere. He loses a yard as he tries to go to the right side.
He rode that handoff a long time, and A-Town made the tackle on the guy he made the fake to. He still didn't make it anywhere.
Dugan on the tackle.
Make sure you stick around for our halftime show. As always, brought to you by CJ's Hair and Nail Salon in Canton. CJ's is your full-service hair and nail salon. Call 647-4711 for your appointment today. Your Prairieland Conference game of the week in Cuba. North Fulton Wildcats down 8-6 here in the second quarter. And there's the flag.
Threw the wrong one.
Threw his blue marker rather than the flag.
Blue marker thrown on the play.
Yeah, had to be.
Procedure call against the Wildcats, 5-yard
Had to be motion, because I don't think A-Town was even moving yet, were they?
Yeah. So this drive started on the 49. A couple of plays later, we're at the 45 on the same side of the field. So moving backward for the Wildcats. 2:46 left, down by 2, trying to get another score before they go into half. Once again, the Wildcats are 1-1 on the season. And A-Town trying to find that first victory as they are 0-2.
I think the gamblers now are betting on how many plays we can go between flags.
Man comes in motion, but they're going to give it to the guy standing right behind him, and he runs it up the gut for about 3 or 4.
A-Town's setting back off the ball on defense about a yard. I don't know if that's just so they can try to get footing or if that's the way they do it all the time.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout as well. Back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you this event, Monical's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. In Canton, we deliver. By Canton Napa, located on North 1st Avenue in Canton. Innovations Hair Design, with locations in Canton and Macomb. Sedgwick Funeral Homes, with locations in Canton, Farmington, and Bartonville. CD Country, your home in the country. Lambs of God Daycare and Preschool, located on Avenue A in Canton. By M. Bixler Video Productions. Interested in underwriting an event? Give us a call. It costs less than you think.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba. Prairieland Conference game of the week. Going to air it out. And then it finds ground pretty quickly. Nobody there. Incomplete pass. They'll bring up 4th down at midfield.
There wasn't anybody on offense anywhere near that ball, so I don't know if it was a timing play and he just couldn't get footing or he just completely overthrew.
So with 2:14 left in this first half, the Wildcats might be given an opportunity to the Tornadoes here with plenty of time to march down the field. A big punt here is crucial to pin them back. Receiver standing around the 20-yard line. Punt will be kicked from around the 40. Good hang time. And bounces out of bounds just inside the 30-yard line, and that's where the Tornadoes will take over.
One thing you always worry about on a punt is whether or not they're going to get a good snap off, and he made a good snap, so he had a good chance to get the ball away.
1st and 10 for the Tornadoes at their own 26.
First and 10 for the Tornadoes, and they've got 2 minutes and 7 seconds in this half to work with. I'd like to thank Irv's Car Care. They have a complete selection of tires and are available for quality maintenance work on your vehicle, keeping you on the road safely. Irv's Car Care in Abingdon. Glazier runs to the left side, and with his small stature, he can still take a couple of black jerseys with him. First down.
Very nice read. Chose it to keep himself. Had a lot of ground.
37-yard line.
Last couple series, A-Town's actually looked better on offense than North Fulton, but they ended up with some bad breaks.
Well, what did Coach Quinn talk about in his pregame interview? It was about finishing those drives. Only one of them has points on the board. Glazier dives across the 40-yard line, and then we'll have a timeout. That'll come from the far sideline. So we'll take a quick timeout as well. Back on our Canton and Monmouth station just in 60 seconds, right after this on City Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you tonight's game, Spoon River Animal Clinic, compassionate care when needed most. Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main in Canton. The Bank of Farmington, with locations in Canton and Farmington. Remax Traders Unlimited, Susie McMillan, your local agent. WVYS, the voice of Fulton County. Stereo Village, located on South 4th Avenue in Canton. Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and make him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you'd like to buy a DVD, call us.
Welcome back here in Cuba. Prairieland Conference Game of the Week. The A-Town Tornadoes trying to drive here at the end of the first half. Quick run up the middle. Glazier picks up 3.
Doing an awful lot of quarterback keepers. I don't know if he's just sitting back and reading and letting his backs do the blocking for him.
Still at your own 45-yard line and just about a minute 15 left.
North Fulton Sideline has to keep Coach Elliott off the field.
That's about every game. This one goes nowhere. The Wildcats defense shuts it down, so it'll bring up a long 4th down for the Tornadoes. 53 seconds left.
Brings up a 4th down about 6.
So let's see here what's dialed up on each side. They send a receiver back for the Wildcats, and looks like A-Town.
A-Town did not have a good snap on their first punt, so this could be interesting.
Looks like A-Town's going to go ahead and use the rest, and they will take a timeout rather than taking the delay of game. So we'll take a quick timeout here in 30 seconds and come back for the last 20 seconds here. 20.8 left on the clock, 8-6. A-Town has a 4th down coming up just before the half. Back in 30 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. In Canton, we deliver. By Canton Napa, located on North 1st Avenue in Canton. Innovations Hair Design, with locations in Canton and Macomb. Sedgwick Funeral Homes, with locations in Canton, Farmington, and Bartonville. CD Country, your home in the country. Lambs of God Daycare and Preschool, located on Avenue A in Canton. By M. Bixler Video Productions. Interested in underwriting an event? Give us a call. It costs less than you think.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba. The Wildcats trying to get one last opportunity. Abingdon Tornadoes burned a timeout for the delay of game, so they've got a 4th down, and they got to punt the ball away.
I think they're just trying to make it so North Fulton's not going to be able to make too many plays before the half. They're probably going to get one.
Punter standing around the 30-yard line. Snaps a little low. Gets the punt off. Almost bumps into a Wildcat player, but it rolls out of bounds. So the 37-yard line is where the ball will be placed. 13 seconds left and a 2-point deficit. Let's see what Coach Elliott dials up.
I really don't see him getting more than one in, do you?
Penalty might change that.
That's true, too. Only if it's defensive, right?
Seen a lot of running plays. We'll break that down in our halftime show, as always, brought to you by CJ's Hair and Nail Salon. 13 seconds left. Wildcats with the ball, down by 2 in their own territory at their own 37. Man goes in motion behind Leedy. He hands it off, goes up the middle, and it is shut down, going nowhere. Hate to run into that big guy if you're coming through the line. That's Leighton Paulus, 6'4", 365 pounds.
That's a boy.
And that is the end of the first half. A crazy first half on your Prairieland Conference game of the week. It is 8-6. The Tornadoes have the lead. We're going to break everything down in your halftime show and get you set for the second half. Take a look around the Central Illinois area, Prairieland Conference scores, Lincoln Trio, all that good stuff. We're going to be back in 2 minutes here on City Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you tonight's game, Spoon River Animal Clinic, compassionate care when needed most. Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main in Canton. The Bank of Farmington, with locations in Canton and Farmington. Remax Traders Unlimited, Susie McMillan, your local agent. WVYS, the voice of Fulton County. Stereo Village, located on South 4th Avenue in Canton. Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and make him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you'd like to buy a DVD, call us.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba Halftime Show. As always, brought to you by CJ's Hair and Nail Salon in Canton. We're going to break down the stats the first half, keys of the second half, all that good stuff. Get your scores as well. Real quickly, thoughts on that first half. It was goofy, a lot of flags.
I got to say ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that was sustainable. Everybody was, all kinds of mistakes. Obviously, flags, more flags. Both teams have to come out and they have to execute, and they have to have some discipline. Apparently, whatever it was going on earlier about the unsportsmanlike conduct has settled down, and we haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, trying to keep that in line. One thing I want to talk about is for the Wildcats. Now, I keep rough stats here. In terms of total offense, they only have 73 yards total offense. Well, you got to think, they had an 80-yard drive to score. You got to factor in how many penalties they had.
I know there are at least 30.
At least 30 yards of penalties on there as well.
2 unsportsmanlike.
And they've been moving backwards as well, quite a bit on all their drives. And then all that's coming from the ground. And 34 for Inlow, he's out of the game. So everybody else has been trying to add to that. On the other side of the ball, 123 yards total offense, 20 in the air to Clockinger, and then Albright with 25. So 2 passes for 45 yards, and then 78 yards on the ground. 25 from Albright, 26 from Darst, and 27. How often that happened? 25, 26, 27. And Glazier has 27 on 15 carries.
15 carries.
So A-Town has the lead. They've had the ball more than North Fulton, and they've got the advantage. Now, I did not keep track of exact penalty yardage, but it seems on the smell test it's been pretty even.
Yeah.
Because we've had a lot of offsetting, we've had a lot of things going back and forth.
But
sloppy.
Along the same line, though, what hurt A-Town was that they put 2 or 3 of them together.
Yes.
So that hurt a lot.
Well, yeah, if you look at that 180-yard drive where they moved down the field, that was the big one. Yeah. That was the dagger that got that first 6 points, but A-Town was able to respond on the very next drive. As we said, with 4:49 left in the first, Inlow from 27 yards out. You look at Inlow had 27 yards. He's the leading rusher on one run. Because he wasn't able to do anything else. He actually has more carries than that. He had a couple of negative yardage, but he made it up on the other ones. And then you had Albright on a 3-yard run with 0.3 left in the first quarter. So my second quarter is blank. Nothing happened in the second quarter other than kind of hovering around midfield.
Give and take, wasn't it? Give and take.
And this one got off to a weird start. The Wildcats fumbled the ball on their first offensive possession. So it's been a very, very odd game. All of our scoring drive recaps brought to you by Ray Rickinaw and Walter Brown at Country Financial, 48 West Locust in Canton. Call Ray or Walter at 647-6180 today. As always, we want to thank Care Center of Abingdon, a skilled nursing and rehab facility, is proud of the A-Town Tornadoes, home of the bounce back, where you can rehab, recover, and return home. Simply the finest in retirement lifestyles. Care Center of Abingdon. We're going to take another quick time out here on CD Country 107.9 WCDD. Dale and I will come back. We'll get you keys to the second half, and then we'll go to our scoreboard, see if we get you an update from that Illini West Farmington game over in Carthage tonight, which I know they're keeping their eyes on the skies because they're a little closer to the Mississippi than we are.
That weather's going to hit there a lot quicker than here.
So we'll keep an eye on that and see. We'll go to the Twitter sphere, see what we can find from our buddies over in Carthage. We'll be back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. In Canton, we deliver. By Canton Napa, located on North 1st Avenue in Canton. Innovations Hair Design, with locations in Canton and Macomb. Sedgwick Funeral Homes, with locations in Canton, Farmington, and Bartonville. CD Country, your home in the country. Lambs of God Daycare and Preschool, located on Avenue A in Canton. By M. Bixler Video Productions. Interested in underwriting an event? Give us a call. It costs less than you think.
Welcome back, everybody, on CD Country 107.9 WCDD. La Roma Pizza. It can be cold sitting through a football game. Warm up with some La Roma Pizza, the best pizza in Knox County. Or pick up some on your way home. Just call 462-2696. Little pizza doesn't sound too bad. Here in Cuba, you got an 8-6 score, so it was a messy, sloppy game from field conditions to amount of penalties to execution of plays. Nothing to really write home about in terms of football quality, but it's been interesting and fun to watch. Let's take a look at all of our scores, always brought to you in-game by Dave May at Edward Jones Investments in Canton. Call or stop in to see Dave at 205 East Locust Street. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC. Let's see here. Go into our scoreboard. See what we can find from around the area. Princeville 7-7, and they're playing Ridgewood tonight. Let's see. Richwoods is down to Rock Island 14-0. Dunlap and Pekin tied up at 7. Get you some small scores here. Oh, we got a shootout in Carthage. It's 28-28. The Farmers rally back down by 2 scores to tie it up, and that's at half. Here we've got the A-Town Tornadoes up 8-6 over the North Fulton Wildcats. Deer Creek Mackinac 54-0 over Hayworth, yet to allow a point. And every game has scored 50-plus points.
Wow.
So they are steamrolling their opponents. Metamoros up 12-7 over Morton. Notre Dame over Normal 21-14. Muhammad Seymour 12-0 over Olympia. See if I can get you a couple scores from the Prairieland. Anawan Weathersfield and Lincoln Trail up 17-0 over Stark County. Stark County is hot and cold this year.
Yeah.
East Peoria up 8-7. That's an odd score over Limestone. West Prairie over Havana. No, we've got a tie ball game there. It's 6-6. They had 7-6 up there, but no, it is tied 6-6 at half. Low-scoring game. You've got Unity 41-0 over Macomb.
Wow.
Unity has been rocking some people this year. Central Catholic 14-6 over LaSalle, Peru. United down 18-0 at half to West Central. So West Central trying to add to their total this year. Blue Bullets of Knoxville up 16-7 over the Rushville Industry Rockets. Elmwood Brimfield 33, Peoria Heights 12, and that is at half. Lewistown 7, South Fulton 6. So Lewistown's looking for their first win of the year, and South Fulton trying to stay undefeated. But the one that is 0-2 has the lead at half. So there's your score update from around the area. So it looks like we might have some interesting finals come the end of the night. This is your halftime show, as always, brought to you by CJ's Hair and Nail Salon in Canton, your full-service hair and nail salon, 647-4711 for your appointment today. We're going to take one more quick timeout, about 4.5 minutes till they put the warm-up on the clock. We're going to get you keys to the second half, all that good stuff here on City Country 107.9. Dale, Dakota, Nate back in the studio, our friends up in Monmouth as well. Back in 90 seconds on City Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you tonight's game, Spoon River Animal Clinic, compassionate care when needed most. Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main in Canton. The Bank of Farmington, with locations in Canton and Farmington. Remax Traders Unlimited, Susie McMillan, your local agent. WVYS, the voice of Fulton County. Stereo Village, located on South 4th Avenue in Canton. Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and make him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you'd like to buy a DVD, call us.
You got a problem all the way around.
Yep. Welcome back, everybody, here on City Country 107.9. We're in Cuba tonight for your Prairieland Conference game of the week. Well, it's interesting. I mean, it's not one of your quality football games that you're dialing up, but it's been fun to watch. A little bit sloppy. Field conditions are starting to deteriorate a little bit. Lots of flags in that first half. Let's see what they'd be talking about in the locker room right now. It is 8-6 your score, A-Town up. They scored second. They responded on the very next drive to the Wildcats as they scored about 3/4 of the way through that first quarter. And then right before the buzzer, the Tornadoes scored. So put your coach's hat on here. On the A-Town side, you got the lead, but it wasn't a very good way to get to that lead. What are we talking about over there?
Well, number one, A-Town's going to have to pay attention to whatever it was they were doing to get the penalties. Number two, they're going to have to, as he said before, they have to sustain a drive, and the last two, they didn't. And then they're going to have to actually make a play on defense. They're going to have to shut North Fulton down somewhere in order to capitalize. But you're looking at that on both sides of the field. North Fulton's going to have to do the same thing. They're going to have to sustain a drive and make a play on defense to make a stop.
Well, and then on this side, you know, Coach Elliott, he's already got a unsportsmanlike himself. Right. So he's contributed to that yardage, and he's not even out there on the field, even though he's been out on the field for the majority of the plays.
Help me out on this one. 2 of those and he's done, is that right?
Yeah, in high school, yeah, if you've got 2 of them. So and that's one thing, you've already got the assigned coach over here saying, Coach, get back, Coach, get back. So he's been assigned that role for this evening.
He's on the leash, isn't he?
So what's he saying in the locker room right now? He's seen a team that got the lead, and then the only difference is allowing that 2-point conversion. Penalties contributed to their drive as well.
Well, from what I know of Coach Elliott, he's going to get in there and he's going to fire him up. He's going to get in their face, and he's going to say, hey, if you want this ball game, you're going to have to get out there.
Fight for it.
And you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to get, down and dirty and scrapping in the mud, and you're going to have to come out here and decide who wants this football game. Coach Craig's really good about that.
And you look at key players from that first half. Albright has been a man of many trades. He gets that big reception that keeps one of the drives going, but then he also had 3 big runs on that scoring play, and then he got the final punch in from 3 yards out. So you got to keep an eye on that number 3. Hunter Darst has been in motion a lot, but you get hats off to the secondary of the Wildcats. They've been sniffing that out as well.
Right.
Hasn't been anything fancy, but they've been setting up good plays, and the defense has been responding. On the other side, Albright's been reading very well because he's playing on both sides of the ball.
Right.
He's been following that man that goes in motion. And then another thing to keep in the back of your mind, Inlow, the number that you usually saw as the main guy back, he was injured about the beginning of the second quarter, and he is out, and no update for the rest of the game, but the way that he came off, he's done.
Like he was coming back.
Not only for this game, but it could be more than that. And we can't ignore it, but the big thing that's going on in this game is, and you always hate to get to this part, but officials are playing a part in deciding which way this game's going. I'm not saying that the flags are not warranted, but the assessment of the penalties has taken a little longer than most would desire.
But that plays into a factor when you've got your fatigue.
It's true.
Albright going both ways, and he's in on everything. That kind of helps him out a little bit, gives him a breather when they take forever.
8-6 is your score. This is the Prairieland Conference Game of the Week. We will make sure that we get you updated. Once again, that Carthage, or Illini West Farmington score 28-28 at half. So it's going to be a shootout over there in Carthage tonight. We are going to wrap up our halftime show brought to you by CJ's Hair and Nail Salon in Canton. CJ's is your full-service hair and nail salon, 647-4711 for your appointment today. We're going to take one more quick timeout, 30 seconds, and we're going to be ready for kickoff here in the second half in Cuba. Prairieland Conference Game of the Week, A-Town up 8-6 over North Fulton. Back in 30 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. In Canton, we deliver. By Canton Napa, located on North 1st Avenue in Canton. Innovations Hair Design, with locations in Canton and Macomb. Sedgwick Funeral Homes, with locations in Canton, Farmington, and Bartonville. CD Country, your home in the country. Lambs of God Daycare and Preschool, located on Avenue A in Canton. By M. Bixler Video Productions. Interested in underwriting an event? Give us a call. It costs less than you think.
In Cuba, Prairieland Conference Game of the Week. We're set and ready to roll for our second half. As you said, Dale, we had white jerseys and black jerseys, but that white's taken on a little darker hue.
He has a great now, isn't he?
Thanks for tuning in to Prairieland Conference Game of the Week. Every Friday night, we take a quick break from your quality country music and turn the dial to some Prairieland Conference football in Class 1A, 2A, and a couple of 3A schools in the Prairieland.
Well, we may see a game come down to that one big mistake tonight.
Yeah.
You hate to see it that way.
Wildcats will kick off. Ball's loose.
I think Wildcats got it.
No signal yet, and it's the Wildcats ball just like that. Oh, and the Wildcats have it at the A-Town 49-yard line. Buckle your seatbelts, folks.
Well, Coach Craig got him fired up, didn't he?
It was just a little squib kick that went 11 yards, hit the intended guy, fell down below him. He couldn't find it.
I thought he had it covered up at first.
So once again, like you said, those big plays, and that's not a bad way to start a half.
It's not. But in order to make it a big play, they're going to have to capitalize.
Well, we talked about that 123 to 73. You got to get some more yardage. You got to move the ball forward. Right at midfield.
Nice fake.
And I lied. That's number 23.
Yeah.
Inlow.
Is it really? Wow. Well, he looks pretty good.
So Inlow still a little
brings up a 2nd and 1.
Favoring that left leg a little bit, but man, he set that up to get 8 yards, make it 2nd short.
And look where the ball sits.
Right
in the mud.
Sure is. It's going to be a little over dramatic. Get back.
That way, wasn't
2nd and 2, out of the shotgun, and low behind him. He's got the ball. He takes a couple of steps, and he's got the first down on a roughly a 4-yard carry. I mean, the way that he came off, I'm like, no way that he's coming back, but there he is.
He's running pretty good.
And a nice breeze finally coming into our booth. Feel
Yeah, I like
that?
that. And you can see he's still standing there favoring his leg. And they got his ankle wrapped up, so apparently it's an ankle.
But he was able to take a couple of high steps going through that slop on the field right between the 40 and the 30. Maybe request to have the ball move to the other side. Who knows?
Well, about the only way you can get it there is run it there.
And there's a run right up past the 35-yard line. Short carry.
Some people don't think about it a lot when they're watching a football game, but if you understand it and you say, hey, I want that football in a better position, I've got to run it out there. And wherever they down it at, that's the hash I'm going to get.
Yeah, because if you're down to the right of the right hash, they bring it back to that right hash, and left of the left hash, they bring it back to that left hash. And then anywhere between, wherever that ball is, that's where they'll spot it. Out of the shotgun again. Sinking in that mud right there. In low, just unloaded on by an A-Town player. Got to use his front number because his back number is completely covered up. That was Wyatt Sloan who took care of business.
And that'll make your ankle hurt, won't it?
I was like, you can't even see his back number at all.
Yeah, he's coming out of the ball game. He's limping quite a bit.
Inslow back out here.
Unfortunately, North Fulton's not looking a whole lot organized right there. They need to come out and take charge.
3rd and long coming up. They are in A-Town territory at 35-yard line.
Uh-oh.
And that was a backwards pass, but it is covered up by the Wildcat player at the 45-yard line. So a 10-yard loss on a sloppy delivery.
About 8, brings up a 4th down. 4th down, about 15.
It was a tough night to run that play.
16, I believe.
Because just even trying to receive that ball and then try to take off running, you could lose footage.
Well, and this is the perfect summary of what we've seen so far. The ball starts at the 49. They move it all the way to the 35, and now the ball sits on the 45.
That's right.
So they've run 5 plays and gone 4 yards.
Good snap for the punt. That's a good kick away.
Good punt. Picked up. Good coverage by the Wildcats. They shut them down. And we got a flag from the backfield. 2 flags.
Oh, no.
So hold your horses. Let's see what we've got here.
Blazer takes the punt, but there's penalty markers on the field at about the 40 and 35.
It's not good when you see 2 of them.
It's a personal foul on A-Town.
A-Town is the call. Make it 4th and 1.
Well, apparently they didn't solve their problems.
Probably after the kick.
So now the
on this one, fellas.
assessment on this one's key because you look at if it's after the play, then they'll have to down it wherever it's spotted, roughly around the 10 yards.
And walk off 15 yards.
And then in the book, give them half the distance to the goal, but maybe they'll do the 15 yards. They'll run out of real estate real quick, though. Let's see what we got here. See how they assess it. I've seen more personal fouls in this ball game. I think I've seen for the last year and a half.
First and 10 from about the 6-yard line.
And that does not bode well for your team for the rest of the year, does it?
Not the full penalty as they did against North Fulton.
I'll make sure the officials know I don't like the way they called it. Okay, boys. Tackle him in the end zone.
And a run left side, picks up a few, trying to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost for the H-Town Tornadoes.
All right on the carry, brought down by Johnson.
That was an important play right there, just so they don't have to be taking a snap on their goal line.
Once again, no scores in that second quarter. It is 8-6, H-Town on top with the ball with 8:13 left here in the third. So it's been a while since we've seen anybody get to the end zone. Directly under center, 3 behind him. Goes up the middle where the far official is standing. It's pretty close, but it looks like they've moved it over the third down and will be just short by about 1.5 yards.
I couldn't even tell which back pulled out there with that ball, could you?
Darst on the carry, brought down by...
Darst comes out of the bottom of the pile.
Third down and 1.
A-Town does seem to be running a little bit more misdirection now instead of just straight up the gut. They're trying to do a little bit of a counteraction, I think.
Big third down coming up here for the Tornadoes. And they fight their way to the 20-yard line for the first down and more.
That was just run yards after contact there.
Being on play enough for A-Town first down, first and 10 at about the 20-yard line.
North Fulton made an initial hit, I think, behind the line of scrimmage, but couldn't bring him down.
So a new set of downs coming up for the Tornadoes at their own 22-yard line. 10 yards to go for a new set of downs. 6:58 left, and 8-6 is your score. A-Town still on top.
That time they led both backs through the hole. Third back took it in. What are they getting, about 6 on that?
Yeah, about a 6-yard carry as it develops to the left side of the field.
It's pretty tough to stop 3 of them coming at you when it's soft like this.
And one thing that we've seen as the game has gone along, you've seen some kids kind of high-stepping as they're getting to their spot and kicking dirt off their cleats. So it is slowing down the rhythm on the field because of the condition of the field. Same formation yet again, nothing fancy. It's been the same since this drive started inside their own 10. Ball's out.
North Fulton looks like they have it.
No signal from the officials yet.
They're changing the ball.
It is. A-Town fumbles it on the drive right up the middle, and the Wildcats get another one with 6:08, and they're deep in A-Town territory. Maybe that's the big play that they needed.
Oh, noisy in the quarterback now.
See, that's one of the things you don't see a whole lot when you're running that powerhouse backfield like that. You don't see a lot of fumbles.
So Leedy comes off, and it looks like Noe's in now, who will be taking the snaps, I believe. 11 came off, and 2's out there, and yes, he's going to be behind center. He's going to be in the shotgun formation, so new quarterback.
And he's a keeper.
Quick feet, lost his footing on the cut to the left, but gets a few yards.
Noe on the carry, go down by James. Gain on play of about 5, runs away 2nd and 5.
Both these quarterbacks, all 3 of them now, but they're doing a heck of a good job of hiding the football. And people have to take a guess as to who's going to end up with it.
So there Noe picks up about 6 yards, so 2nd and 4 coming up. That one goes right up the middle. Ends low.
Big play here for North Fulton.
Play about a yard. Brings up a third down. Third down and 3. We'll give them 2 yards on the play.
This play's going to set it up for them. They don't want to have a 4th and long, so if they can just get close to the marker on this third down.
In low with the carry, and then he comes right back out. So he's getting about a carry and then a sit. 3rd and short coming up.
Nice fake.
He keeps it. And he fights his way for the first down on a big 5-yard carry. Man, he found a way. And, man, he held on to that for quite a while. And that really worked for the Wildcats.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Yeah. He's using all that 125 pounds, isn't he?
18-yard line.
Quick.
He's very quick.
Easier to move 125 than 190, right?
It is, and it's easier to juke, isn't it?
4:26 left in the third, 8-6. A-Town on top, but the Wildcats are threatening.
You got to give credit to North Fulton. Running a no-huddle offense takes an awful lot of discipline. Nice pitch. A-Town read it, though. A-Town had 2 people in the backfield.
Jurgensen on carry. Brought down by Dars.
Going nowhere there. Bring up 2nd down for the Wildcats. 3:44. This quarter moving quite a bit faster than the first 2.
Yep.
Remember, all your in-game statistical updates brought to you by the Bistro in downtown Canton, your home for bold, fresh flavors and friendly faces. 647-2233 or the Bistro101.com. Wrapped up by the jersey.
This is going to be interesting whether they call this down by contact or if that's going to fumble.
Yeah, it looks like no signal for any type of fumble. That was just good job by the A-Town defense to get in, and they will call him down by contact. That will bring up a 3rd and long here. The ball spotted just outside the 20, about the 22-yard line on the loss.
That's where that 125 pounds hurt him, because they had him by a jersey, and they were able to just whip him around.
About 2 inches away from breaking a big play there.
Yeah.
Need to get just inside the 10-yard line to pick up a new set of downs and a 1st and goal. Got 2 opportunities to do that, to pick up about 15 yards. 3rd down. It's going to be a pass. He gets his man on the far right side, and he's going to get it back to the original line of scrimmage. Picks up about 5 yards, but he'll bring up 4th and about 10.
There's that little naked screen that we haven't seen all night long. And I think field conditions played a role in that one, too. Once he caught it, he couldn't go anywhere.
Well, and then you saw that one develop. You had an A-Town player that was very close to intercepting that. And if he does, there's nobody around him.
I wonder how close he was.
4th down. Need 10 yards. Man comes in motion towards us. It's going to be a fake. They're going to air it out over the middle of the field. And he cannot complete it. Incomplete pass. He had it, and he turned up the field just a step too soon. Incomplete pass. Turnover on downs. And now the Tornadoes have the ball.
Boy, he wants that one back, doesn't he?
1st and 10. He had it. He sure did.
Wasn't the prettiest throw. Kind of wobbled in there, but it was right at his chest. But did not maintain possession. Fell down, and it dribbled out. Incomplete pass.
Do you think there was any contact that helped him drop it, or do you think he just dropped it?
The A-Town player was right there, and that thing hit him, and then I think, you look at it, I think he would have dropped it either way.
I just didn't know if an A-Town player actually got an arm in there.
1st and 10 for the Tornadoes. Run right up the middle, but before he got to the line, you could see that his legs were behind his body as he was slipping up, trying to find that position. Now you're starting to see giant divots start to line the field.
I wonder how many times they've come up there with a bunch of mud inside that face mask.
Get down there next quarter. Play down there.
2 wide this side, 1 up top. out of the shotgun, one man to his left. A little confusion on the defense for the Wildcats. And hitting the backfield. And that one's going to be down by contact. Ball came loose as he went to the ground, but a big stop in the backfield for a loss.
That's a big play for North Fulton.
Albright on the carry, thrown for a loss. Loss of about 3, brings up a third down, about 12.
I'm relatively surprised that A-Town hasn't thrown the ball a little more than they have because they can throw it and dominate that run. Nice play action passing, just execute.
So 3rd and long coming up. Need about 13 yards just inside the 30-yard line to pick up a new set of downs. Going to air it out. He finds his man, and he falls down at the 10-yard line as he tried to turn it up the field. So that will bring up 4th down on the loss of about 2 yards.
And they're going to be punting from inside their 5-yard line.
Yeah, so the ball at the 12, and when they snap that back there, you're right, it'll be roughly about the 5-yard line. And after 3 quarters of play, it's still 8-6. North Fulton trying to find a way to get points on the board. A-Town Tornadoes with the lead, and we've got 1 quarter left to play. Back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you tonight's game, Spoon River Animal Clinic, compassionate care when needed most. Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main in Canton. The Bank of Farmington, with locations in Canton and Farmington. Remax Traders Unlimited, Susie McMillan, your local agent. WVYS, the voice of Fulton County. Stereo Village, located on South 4th Avenue in Canton. Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and make him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you'd like to buy a DVD, call us.
Everybody here in Cuba, CD Country 107.9 WCDD, cdcountry1079.com. Listen live app as well. Start the 4th quarter. A short punt will be down at around the 33-yard line. So great field position to start. And one thing that you have to focus on here is now that you've shifted, now we're on the north end of the field, which has not seen a lot of play time. So you've got some good, okay, I wouldn't say good, but better field conditions than down between the 20 and 40 on the south end.
This is the best place they've been in all night.
So now the Wildcats, with the ball, will be moving left to right, which will be into better field conditions because they're starting just outside the 30, and that's where you stop seeing any type of mud trails, so they've got good green grass in front of them. And a keep.
Wow.
It's coming this way. And he finds his way to the 28-yard line. A-Town read the player first through, lit him up, but he didn't have the ball.
He made a heck of a hit, but that was a really good ball fake.
Changes on the tackle.
Just couldn't make it out around the corner.
Gain on the play of about 4, brings up a 2nd and 6.
And trying to look down and figure out the personnel shift is the no-e call because of how quick and evasive he is in this place in the ball game. It's interesting that he's out there and he's had some good moves, just hasn't been able to get good footing. 3 up top, 1 in the backfield, out of shotgun. Hands it off this time, goes up the gut, and picks up nothing. We are in the 4th quarter here in Cuba Prairieland Conference. Game of the week, 8-6. That was the end of the 1st quarter, your score 8-6. And as we start the 4th, it's the same.
Once again, North Fulton needs to get that ball at least close to the 1st down for this next play so they don't have to go 4th and long. Taking a long time to get the play set up, though.
Oh, shit.
Oh, nice play.
It was a pitch that fell down. Now he's got the wide open on the left side. He's got no white jerseys in front of him. Touchdown for the Wildcats. How did that one happen? From 25 yards out, puts it into the end zone. 6 points. McAllister finds his way into the end zone.
That was a two-handed pass.
Got there.
Two-handed pass over a defender.
And he made one guy miss, and now he's walked on.
So McAllister puts it in, and now the second lead of the night for the Wildcats. And it didn't look like anybody wanted to score again in this ball game, but with 10:02 left in the fourth, they've got the lead again. Going for 2. And that one will go nowhere, so now your score, a small lead, but it's 12-8. The Wildcats with the lead, but still plenty of football left to play here in Cuba. North Fulton up 12-8 over A-Town. Back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. In Canton, we deliver. By Canton Napa, located on North 1st Avenue in Canton. Innovations Hair Design, with locations in Canton and Macomb. Sedgwick Funeral Homes, with locations in Canton, Farmington, and Bartonville. CD Country, your home in the country. Lambs of God Daycare and Preschool, located on Avenue A in Canton. By M. Bixler Video Productions. Interested in underwriting an event? Give us a call. It costs less than you think.
Now selling their hot dogs for $1. $1 for a hot dog.
Can't even see the football.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba. There's a squib kick again to about the same spot that they recovered to begin this half. But this town, A-Town falls on it.
A-Town recovers the kick.
At the 49-yard line. So it is 12-8. And we were talking about that during the break. That pass to McAllister was just kind of a two-handed basketball pass.
Yeah, toss it over the top of a defender and happened to have a receiver there. And the receiver made one good move.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Juked out one guy.
Looked like a pitch coming to the right fell apart. And then the ball ended up going to the left, but it worked out for the Wildcats. They've got a 4-point lead. 10 minutes left to play, and good field position for A-Town, but they have not moved the ball forward in this half. Keep, still on his feet, drives it across midfield, picks up 3.
And a lot of work from quarterbacks on both sides of the ball tonight.
Blazer on the carry. Singer and Jurgensen in on the tackle.
Anawan Weathersfield over Stark County 24-7. That's late in the fourth quarter. So that small Anawan Weathersfield team that gave Elmwood problems last week looks like they're going to push to 2-1. Still a little bit of time left in that one, though. West Prairie up 12-6 over Havana Midwest Central. That's late in the fourth. Knoxville over Rushville 24-7. Here's a run by Albright. He takes it to the 45-yard line, and he's taken down. He'll bring up 3rd and short.
Albright on the carry, brought down by Pride or Wildcats at about the 45-yard line.
Albright's a workhorse tonight.
4.
Still no updates from Elmwood's game or Farmington's game. Last updates we gave you at half. Still what I've got here. So now, A-Town down by 4 points. The ball at the 45-yard line in Wildcats territory. 3rd and 5 coming up. One will come wide towards us. Make that 2 each side, 1 in the backfield. Man from the right comes in motion. Snap bounces, and the ball is loose. but A-Town falls on it, but it will be a loss of about 4. That'll bring up 4th down for the Tornadoes.
That play was destined to fail from the start. Snap was low. He barely got the pitch up to his back in motion. Once he got hit, then he fumbled.
Look how far off that marker is. Oh, is that Brett?
Oh, he's moving over finally.
I gotta say.
Personnel changes for the green and white. Looks like Albright from about the 40-yard line.
They need a decent punt here. Oh, we got a motion.
It'd be interesting to see how they call this.
Yeah, the end move.
Yeah, they call it on A-Town, but that was drawn off by a Wildcat player. So they got that one wrong, but it hurts A-Town.
5-yard walk-off against the Tornadoes. Opening up 4th down, about 13.
So now 4th and 15 for the Tornadoes to come back to the line, back into their own territory. So instead of kicking from roughly the 40-yard line, snap is good. Low line drive kick. Hits his man around the 25.
He fielded that ball nice.
And as he's cutting up field at around the 30, there was no earth under him anymore, and he just fell to the ground. Just sliding around, and now they're back into that crazy area to play where it's just turned into a mud pit.
So now it's about holding on to the football.
So with a 4-point lead and the ball deep in their own territory with 7:23 to go in this ball game. Watching a couple of the A-Town players replacing their divots over here. Another fake. No, he shakes off a defender.
It's a race.
He's to the 40, the 30, and he's going to outspeed everybody. He's going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown from the 36-yard line. 4-yard touchdown. No penalties. And now the Wildcats have a big lead.
There's your answer. There's your answer. It's about speed. He rode that fake for a long time and finally waited for someone to commit, and then he took the ball away and went off with it.
On the last 2 plays, 25-yard pass to McAllister, 64-yard run by Noe. They've doubled their total offensive production. Point after pending. Makes it 18-8 with 7 minutes left. Just sat dormant for 2 quarters. And Noe comes in with a big pass and a big run.
Delay game.
So a delay of game. So march it back a little bit and try from a little back.
Wildcats, 5 yards. Coming for about the 7-yard line.
Not to be critical, but that's one of the worst penalties you can get.
We do that more often than not.
That quite a bit, though, on long runs. Where they get down there and takes them too long to get the linemen set up. But I agree.
The officials have to come down there, too. You know?
Absolutely. Going to be a pass.
Ooh.
He's got the reception. Incomplete. Did not make a possession. And it is 8-8. It's a 10-point lead for the North Fulton Wildcats, but there's still time to play here in Cuba. A-Town with the ball when we come back. Back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you tonight's game, Spoon River Animal Clinic, compassionate care when needed most. Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main in Canton. The Bank of Farmington, with locations in Canton and Farmington. Remax Traders Unlimited, Susie McMillan, your local agent. WVYS, the voice of Fulton County. Stereo Village, located on South 4th Avenue in Canton. Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and make him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you'd like to buy a DVD, call us.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba. A-Town just received the kickoff at around the 42-yard line, down by 10 points. All of your in-game statistical updates brought to you by the Bistro 101 in Canton. Your home for bold, fresh flavors and friendly faces, 647-2233 or thebistro101.com. Get you some score updates here in just a second as well. Looks like Elmwood Brimfield starting to run away from Peoria Heights Quest. We're now grabbing the tee. Can't find the tee out there. It's not a surprise. There, they finally found it.
Here's an idea. Look on the 40.
That would help, right?
Because you can't see the 40 anymore.
Bushnell West Prairie wins 12-6 over Havana. So they get another victory. Get this one. Peoria put up 79 points tonight against Urbana.
Wow.
79-0. Here's a run up the middle. He's going to fight his way to the 50, close to a first down. Washington just squeaks out the win over Canton, 28-21.
Laser on the carry, brought down by Johnson.
Pekin 24-7 over Dunlap. Bureau Valley over Rock Ridge 20-6.
Come on, boys, make them take 20 plays to get there.
Elmwood Brimfield 48-12 over Peoria Heights. Second down here for the Tornadoes, shut down short of the 50, so bring up third and about 3 depending on the spot.
A-Town's going to have to show a little sign of urgency here.
All right on the carry, brought down by Jurgensen. Gained on the play, lost on the play of about 2, brings up a third down and 3.
Update from Carthage, Farmington 35, Illini West 28. Last update was in the third quarter, so they're clinging to that 7-point lead on the road. 6 minutes left, roll under that with a 10-point deficit. A-Town needs a big conversion here, 3 yards to go. They need to get just inside Wildcat territory. Snap is good out of shotgun. He cannot get around the defender who sniffs it out in the backfield. That was Utzinger who lit him up in the backfield, brings up 4th and long.
I don't know where Utzinger came from, but at first that play, I thought that was going to be a big gainer because he had a lot of real estate out here, and then he just took too long to get there.
All of our area scoreboard updates brought to you by Dave May at Edward Jones Investments in Canton. Call or stop in to see Dave at 205 East Locust Street. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC. 4th down. Need about 6 yards. Tornadoes out of the shotgun. Man goes in motion. Crossed his face to the far side. 2 already up there. They're going to pass it. They've got his man. It's a complete pass to the 45-yard line. And that was a really bright white jersey to grab that one. Nathan Wright, the sophomore, takes it for the first down.
I don't know about you, but I thought that their back that went in motion was moving forward when the snap was made.
So, gives the Tornadoes another opportunity. A high, lofty snap thrown over the head of his intended receiver, slipping and sliding right below where the ball was intended to go.
That was a quick release. He barely had the ball in his hands when he got rid of it.
Second and 10 after the incomplete pass. Tornadoes come to line out of the shotgun. Way over the head. That one bounces to 45, picked up, but he's got a long ways to throw it. Missed a couple of defenders. He's going to air it out. But it's picked off. The Wildcats are going to bring it back and taken down to the 40-yard line. He threw it away, but right into a Wildcat.
Well, his receiver also fell down.
Noe on the interception for the Wildcats.
Why not? Get the 64-yard run. Why not grab the interception? Noe with that interception. With a 10-point lead here in the fourth quarter and 4.5 minutes to go. Now the Wildcats just have to buckle down.
All they're going to need to do now is just hold on to the football for the rest of the quarter.
So Leedy goes back in at quarterback. And Noe comes out after that huge interception.
Something tells me they're not going to try to get outside with this play.
Timeout on the field for the Wildcats.
Timeout taken by the Wildcats. We'll take a timeout as well. Back in 60 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. In Canton, we deliver. By Canton Napa, located on North 1st Avenue in Canton. Innovations Hair Design, with locations in Canton and Macomb. Sedgwick Funeral Homes, with locations in Canton, Farmington, and Bartonville. CD Country, your home in the country. Lambs of God Daycare and Preschool, located on Avenue A in Canton. By M. Bixler Video Productions. Interested in underwriting an event? Give us a call. It costs less than you think.
Will do.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba. North Fulton with the ball and the lead with 4.5 minutes to go. Noe bumped around in the backfield. He's finally taken down behind the line of scrimmage for a short loss.
Noe on the carry.
That play didn't look very good at all, anywhere. Which kind of makes you worry just a little bit, because you know what can happen.
Absolutely. So the Tornadoes take a timeout. Means we'll take a timeout as well. This will be a brief timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you tonight's game, Spoon River Animal Clinic, compassionate care when needed most. Hy-Vee, your employee-owned grocery store on North Main in Canton. The Bank of Farmington, with locations in Canton and Farmington. Remax Traders Unlimited, Susie McMillan, your local agent. WVYS, the voice of Fulton County. Stereo Village, located on South 4th Avenue in Canton. Wesley United Methodist Church, to know Christ and make him known. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. If you'd like to buy a DVD, call us.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba. Third week of the high school football season, Prairieland Conference Game of the Week. North Fulton Wildcats with a 10-point lead, 18-8, with just over 4 minutes to play. They're in their own territory, just trying to get a couple of first downs and put this one away. Ball's out. But the Wildcats fall on it. That could have been a complete disaster.
Yeah, it could. That would have been a bad position to lose that football.
Timeout on the field for A-Town.
So A-Town will take one more timeout to stop the clock. We've got 4 minutes, 19 seconds, 10-point lead. Go ahead and keep it here. We've been stepping away quite a bit. We'll get you to your post-game show, as we do every week on Friday nights. Brought to you by Monocle's Pizza, home of the family pleaser. Stop in, dine in, carry out, all that good stuff at Monocle's. That's our post-game show right after the game. 35-28, still a score over in Carthage for the Farmers in Illini West. Elmwood Brimfield just about to put theirs away against Peoria Heights Quest. Anawan Weathersfield 31-7 over Stark County. So you've got Stark County that scores 7 week 1, 7 week 3, and 35 week 2. So just trying to find out who they are this season. So 3rd and long coming up for the Wildcats, up by 10. Just trying to avoid complete disaster. And they almost had that on that fumble. Now to the shotgun. One wide each side. Man on the left end goes, the right end goes left. Ball bounced, picked up, and then taken down by the nearest A-Town player. And the final timeout will be taken by the Tornadoes. They are done with the timeouts with 4:13 and a 4th down coming up and a 10-point lead. Wildcats will have to punt it away. Back in 30 seconds on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Helping bring you this event, Monocle's Pizza, located on North 5th Avenue in Canton. In Canton, we deliver. By Canton Napa, located on North 1st Avenue in Canton. Innovations Hair Design, with locations in Canton and Macomb. Sedgwick Funeral Homes, with locations in Canton, Farmington, and Bartonville. CD Country, your home in the country. Lambs of God Daycare and Preschool, located on Avenue A in Canton. By M. Bixler Video Productions. Interested in underwriting an event? Give us a call. It costs less than you think.
Fourth quarter. Yeah, we're going for a block here. Back in the 4th quarter. You've got a punt opportunity for the Wildcats. A-Town has sent a man back to the 40-yard line on their own side with 4+ minutes to play in the ballgame. No timeouts left for the Tornadoes and need good field position. Rolls, friendly roll for the Wildcats down to about the 37, 38-yard line.
1st and 10 for A-Town, about the 37-yard line on their own side of the field.
That last play from scrimmage for North Fulton was almost disaster. They had a bad snap on a shotgun. Then he tried to make a pitch that didn't work. Then he almost fumbled. They could have had disaster right then.
So with 4:03 left, A-Town with the ball, but they're down by 10. And based on all of their drives, only one successful at the end of the 1st quarter, and then they've been quiet ever since offensively. Just as Coach Quinn talked about in our pregame interview, got to finish these drives, and they've only been able to capitalize on the one. Penalties have ratcheted down substantially in the second half compared to what we saw in that first half.
And now they're going to try to throw the ball.
Rolls far to his right, running out of real estate, and just going to tuck it away and maybe get half a yard.
Good defensive coverage by North Fulton.
On the carry. Goes out of bounds.
All your scoring drive recaps brought to you by Ray Rickenaw and Walter Brown at Country Financial, 48 West Locust in Canton. Call Ray or Walter at 647-6180 today.
Even though that was an incomplete pass, it took a long time off the clock.
This one's going to be a little quicker. And it's a complete pass to around the 45-yard line. So we'll bring up 3rd and about 3.
Brings up a 3rd down and 3.
Got to be quick to the line. 3:24 left. Clock still rolling. Snaps a little low. and shut down in the backfield for a loss of about 2 yards. So now the Tornadoes will have 4th down coming up. Penalty at around the 48-yard line. We'll address what we've got here. Been a while since we've seen the flag. And it's holding.
What do? Do you take it or you decline it?
A-Town.
You're looking at 3rd and much longer, or 4th and about 5.
They can go and make them take it. Take the penalty. Another 24 seconds off the clock.
So there you go. Go ahead and take the penalty. So bring up another 3rd down opportunity. I don't know.
3rd down and about 9.
So the clock will roll. 3rd and 9 coming up for the Tornadoes. So they get another opportunity, but need to pick up a couple extra. Airs it out. And it's intercepted by no one else but Noe.
Still on his feet.
And taken down at the 45-yard line. Noe with another interception.
He was just playing center field on that one.
Yep. So with no timeouts left on the other side for the Tornadoes, and the Wildcats have the ball and the lead with 2:48 left. Now they just need to be smart with it. Couple of run plays. They will need one new set of downs to completely exhaust the clock.
I guess we're going under center.
I think we're taking a knee here, huh? He almost fumbled that.
Yeah, on the
Gary, brought down by the
bobble on the directly under center snap, which we were talking about, we hadn't seen.
Yeah.
And the first time, he gets about half a yard on the little dive by the quarterback. So now they'll get set and watch the guy in the back stand about the 30, wait for his arm to start moving in that 5 count. Because this will roll us under 2 minutes. Here's the first, 2, and there's the snap. Quick run up the middle. And they pick up a couple there to about the 49-yard line.
And on the play of about 4, brings up a 3rd.
They know what's coming.
Yeah, they do. But there's not a whole lot they can do about it. They're obviously not trying to make a first down. They're just trying to run out clock. So
18-8. North Fulton with the ball, with the lead. 3rd down, minute 40 left in this ball game. Stay tuned for our post-game scoreboard update, brought to you by Advanced Rehab and Sports Medicine in Canton. 649-1572 for a free injury screen. They fix sports injuries. There's the snap.
No, on the carry.
Noe getting all those snaps there and having to take it across the line. He's getting the full wrath of the Abingdon-Avon frustration.
You know, I think I'd just rather take a knee than try to run it, because that way, you know, they protect you. The official will protect you.
Brings up 4th down with 58 seconds left.
And if that was your goal, was to just get 4 downs and punt the ball, I would just rather take a knee and save my quarterback.
Looks like Coach Elliott's going to be right next to the official on the near side. Then he'll go ahead and take a timeout. We're going to go ahead and keep it right here with 28 and a half seconds left on the clock and an 18-8 lead. North Fulton just has to punt the ball and then take care of business on defense. And we'll move to 2-1. They sent out the punt formation. Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Sent out their punt team, I think.
Yeah, we saw the punt team before the break, before the timeout, we'll see what Coach Elliott sends back out. Let's see here. Trying to get some score updates. See what else that we've got from around the area. All of them are looking about the same. So either Knoxville did get the win over Rushville. They scored 24 tonight.
Rushville's struggling.
And Anawan-Weathersfield got the win over Stark County. The Farmers now up 42-28, so they were down 28-14 and now have stormed back. They do punt the ball.
That was close.
And it bounces off of
Tried to sneak one out of there, didn't they?
Yeah, one A-Town player to about 5 black jerseys, but does not go anywhere. And that is 19 seconds left, down by 10. Stick around for our post-game show brought to you by Monocle's Pizza, home of the family pleaser, dine-in, carry-out, or delivery, 647-1127. Monocle's, your perfect post-game stop. 135 North 5th in Canton.
That would have been an unusual play if he had to scoop that up and took it down the field, wouldn't it?
Because even if he fumbles it, it's their ball.
And one quick run by the Tornadoes. With no timeouts left, they can't stop the clock.
On the play after a gain of about 4. And that's the end of the game.
And your final here in Cuba in a weird ball game. A lot of fun. 18-8, North Fulton gets the win. They move to 2-1 on the season, and the A-Town Tornadoes fall to 0-3 to start the 2016 campaign. We're going to take one quick timeout, and then we're going to get you a post-game show and get you set for the weekend to wrap up week 3 of the high school football season. Back in 2 minutes on CD Country 107.9 WCDD.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Touchdown pass, runs for touchdown, interception.
Welcome back, everybody, here in Cuba. North Fulton gets the win. They moved to 2-1 in the season. A-Town falls to 0-3. Noe really made an impact. He came into the ball game, 64-yard run and 2 interceptions to ice that one. So obviously he made a real big impact just in that second half coming in, leading, taking most of the snaps in the first half. Only scores came in the first quarter and the fourth quarter, and then nothing in between. Lots of penalties in the first half, and then they were able to clean it up. We talked about stats before we got into the second half. That's something I want to focus on. Total yardage, 174 total yardage for North Fulton. Remember we were talking about they only had 70?
Yeah.
They get 100 yards, a lot of that coming on Noe's run and then the pass to McAllister. And then you have 123 at the half for A-Town. They only end up with 145.
Yeah, so obviously North Fulton was able to make some progress.
So weren't able to move the ball. Like we said, the 2 big scores there, you had a kickoff recovered by North Fulton to start that second half, really got that momentum going, then a punt, then another fumble recovered, turnover on downs, another punt. McAllister with that 25-yard pass reception to make it 12-8, and then you could just feel it from there. They were taking care of business. North Fulton then gets the Noe 64-yard run to make it 18-8, and then back-to-back Noe interceptions to put the game on ice and get their second win of the season. So kind of a crazy game, something that they can clean up going forward. They found a way to get that second win, moving deeper into the Prairieland Black Conference. And then A-Town, I think Quinn summed it up before the game even started. Just finishing drives is still a problem. Drives. Absolutely.
Finishing drives.
Before we step away for the evening, next week we'll announce our Prairieland Conference Game of the Week, usually Sunday or Monday. So check out our Facebook page and check out our website, cdcountry1079.com. we're eyeballing the Farmington-Peoria Heights game because you had two teams that might have been undefeated, but both of those teams, you had Peoria Heights running into a very tough Elmwood-Brimfield squad, and then Farmington looks like they're going to take care of business finally. They were down early to that Illini West squad. In the Prairieland Blue, you had Elmwood-Brimfield and Farmington and Peoria Heights at the top at 2-4 coming into tonight. Looks like Farmington and Elmwood-Brimfield is going to move to the top of that division, and then you're going to have the first Prairieland Blue Conference results from tonight as well. And then on the other side, you're going to have North Fulton's going to already be at the top of their selective division in the black because they go to 1-0 with in tonight, and they're 2-1. And then South Fulton was losing to Lewistown. We don't have a final from that one as well. So South Fulton, that would be their first loss of the season as well, and that would be Lewistown's first win of the season. But we don't have a final from that one as well. But make sure you check us out to figure out where we will be for our Prairieland Conference Game of the Week for Week 4. So any final thoughts from tonight's game? I mean, it was crazy. It was fun. It's football at its worst, but its best at the same time.
That's right. But when you see a player like Noe come in there and pretty much change the game for North Fulton, so you're curious to see, okay, is that going to continue on next week?
Absolutely. Trying to take that momentum. Tonight's post-game show is always brought to you by Monocle's Pizza, home of the family pleaser. Dine in, carry out, or delivery, 647-1127. Monocle's, your perfect post-game stop, 135 North 5th in Canton. We had Mark Bixler with Bixler Video Productions with us tonight. Dale Horn, Dakota Horn, Nate back in the studio. Everybody at our Canton station, our Monmouth station, as we had our sister streaming as well. For everybody at Prairie Radio Communications, thanks for tuning in for another great game on the Prairieland Conference Game of the Week on CD Country 107.9. Your final 18-8. The North Fulton Wildcats get their second win of the season, move to 2-1 over the Abingdon Tornadoes, 0-3. Everybody at Prairie Radio Communications, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.